ep.6, the 7th episode of our little radio talk show. I hope you are all doing very well tonight. How are you doing tonight, Justin?
I'm good. I just got last place in the kickball tournament.
Oh no!
So I'm ready to finish where we left off last week.
Yes, last week.
DT just spelled 36 Weston. Not to call you out, but just you spelled the word wrong.
You could have left my. You could have just let my spelling mistake go, but you just had to broadcast it live on radio. So last time, should we explain or just jump right into it?
So those who hadn't listened last week, which I wouldn't be surprised not a lot listen. Oh, yuck, funny joke. But we are taking a questionnaire about 36 questions about sure sign of love. We are on question 25.
Yeah, it's true. If you answer these 26 questions, 36 questions, at the end you'll know if you answer them right. It's like you should get married instantly after the questions, or just break up immediately. So that's
either way, I'm horny.
We're at the point of the show where it's like this is the last set of questions, and so we're gonna see whether this radio show is going to be able to survive or not. So,
and then once this thing is over, I think we're gonna make fun of BuzzFeed. So tune in.
Yes, or the show will just end.
That's true as well.
Question 25. Make 3 true we statements for each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling ...
What does...
I guess I'll go first. 3 true statements. We are both males. Booyah, 1 down.
I go?
Yeah.
We are both in this room recording a radio show.
True. We are both human beings.
We are both wearing shorts.
Holy shit, you're right. We are both wearing shoes.
We both have stains on our shirts.
What? Oh,
you have one on your sleeve.
Where's your stain?
Right here.
Oh, well, what is that? Is that oil?
It is chicken sauce that I had for dinner that I spilt on my shirt.
I have paint on my shirt. Those are some true statements.
The 2 personalities, paint on the shirt and chicken dipping sauce.
Chicken dipping. Read out question number 26, Justin.
I didn't know I was going.
Read out question number 26.
Well, here we go. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share blank. DT, what are you thinking?
I wish I had someone with whom I could share a jet ski ride with. And I could ride my jet ski in the islands.
For those of you who didn't listen last week, DT is a stone cold idiot. He lost the keys to his jet ski, and they're just lost forever.
That's all I want. All I want in life is to ride.
I wish I had someone with whom I could share a jet ski key with.
For real, bro? Are you being serious right now?
DT, you don't have a jet ski key.
Are you being serious? Is that your actual answer? Is that just
no.
a bit?
That's a bit.
Oh.
I wish someone with whom
whom
I could share my movies with. It's okay, DT.
I'm very upset. You led me on.
I'm a leader.
I thought you were being sincere.
That's what Lion wants to see. They want to see leaders. Shout out to Aisha.
You're not
Emerging Leader Award.
You're not a leader. You're a liar, Justin. That's what you just proved yourself to be. Didn't lead anyone into battle. I didn't just see.
I'm still an 8 out of 10. Hit me up.
Question number 27. If you are going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know.
DT, you got any secrets? Who's the other guy?
I don't have any other. I mean,
that's suspicious.
This is again kind of showing how this question is romantically. It's like, okay, also, this question is implying that if you're going to become a partner with someone but not be close friends. I say you should be close friends before you're a partner. I get what kind of.
I think these are questions
question.
that lead to love. So
I
these are like
so.
these are like opening questionnaires.
Okay, but there's some things inside of this question that I disagree with the premise.
And what's your answer?
I'm kind of a bad friend and a bad person, I guess. I don't know, because it's like, to answer this question, you have to define what a close friend is.
What is your deepest, darkest secret?
That's another very good question.
That's kind of what the question is asking.
Okay. I don't have that many deep and dark secrets. I mean, it's just like, and those, you know, and it's like, and if I did, it's like I'm not gonna say them on the radio. Like, that's if it's a secret, you have to keep the secret, especially if it's between someone that you trust and care about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I have information that I know that I can't tell other people, and it weighs heavily on me, but it would be inappropriate to share that information on the radio.
I'll go. When I was young, I pooped my pants at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow.
I was inside it. You know, there's those like little slide, like little tunnels that are like. I was going to one. I was looking down. I really had to poop before we went to Chuck E. Cheese,
Jesus.
But it was getting close to closing, so I didn't want to go because I wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow.
So I'm up there and I pooped my pants and I don't want to come down, so I had to get someone who worked there to come and get me.
Oh
because
man.
I had shit my pants and I didn't want to move.
Oh
and
man.
it was bussin'.
Jesus.
Like Nutella ripped me off with this poop.
God damn it. That's awful. Yeah.
It's where a kid can be a kid, and kids poop their pants.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. In the stigma about pooping pants, if you want to poop your pants, poop in your pants. Sitting in class taking a final, poop your pants. Visiting your relatives, poop your pants. Talking to your preacher, poop ya freaking pants.
Now, here's my statement and belief on pooping your pants. I think that it's a bad thing.
DT
actually.
is part of the problem.
Well, because here's the thing. It's like, it's just impractical to poop your pants, because if you poop your pants, then your pants are soiled, they're dirty, right? And it's
why is that dirty for you, DT?
Because,
and the stigmatism.
No, there's no stigma.
Oh no!
It's
not me making poop jokes. There's someone out there who will say I have that fetish again, and I don't have a poop fetish.
Well, the thing that I'm trying to differentiate here is that there is a difference between a social stigma, and I think where I'm tackling it is from pragmatically, it's bad to have shit in your pants, versus like if someone shits their pants, like you don't know, hey, maybe it's like they had an allergic reaction and ate something, or hey, maybe they have a medical condition. So I agree with you, you shouldn't judge others to do that. I'm saying it's not something that should become socially accepted. But again, it's not something to ridicule someone for if it's a medical condition, for example.
George Washington fight for my right to poop myself. Also, we are far from the questions. I think we should move on to the next one.
All right, fine.
This one is inconclusive.
Yeah, I don't like that 27 question.
Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time. Saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met.
Again, this is
do 3?
Yeah, again, but this is a flaw again, because we've not just met, or should we pretend that we just met and just have surface level answers? Would that be more in the spirit of the question?
I mean, like, we're not saying to some. These are not things we would say to someone we just met. So I think we're a golden corral.
Okay, sure. I'll preface this. I'm bad at compliments. Oh,
we did this last week.
I know. I read. Am I a bad person for running up compliments already? I don't have it. I can do this. I can compliment another person. I can do this. I really like that you're wearing our friendship bracelet. I think that's very cool and sweet. I'm not. That shows that I'm a bad friend, but you still are, and I think that's very cool and kind of you.
I'm gonna never take this off.
That's awesome.
Be on my deathbed with this 2 cents arcade.
two tickets.
Shout out to Fellowship of the.
Yes, indeed. Shout outs to Fellowship of the.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what I said last week because I don't want to repeat myself.
I know. My hand hurts after hitting the wall.
I like your sense of humor, DT.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome, champ.
You're welcome. I like your music. You have pretty good taste in music. I'd like to listen to more of the things that you listen to. That's my second compliment. Have the court know. I submitted it.
I like your hair.
Oh, who doesn't?
We had an thorough discussion about ponytail DT versus not ponytail DT.
Right now it is up. And not to be an egocentric asshole or anything, but I did have a realization, which I thought was kind of funny, so I thought I would share it now. So I put my hair up in a perfect ponytail, all the hair in the ponytail in the morning, and then throughout the day it just like slowly seeped out until you have just like a half ponytail, and then you have the full hair. Let me show the radio audience. So this is what my hair looks like without a ponytail on. You see, okay, but now you gotta swing it back and put it in a ponytail. Justin, I think that you're better at talking and making friends with people than I am, and I think that's a good thing.
Thank you.
That's my third compliment. You're you're a lot easier to talk to and like become a friend of person, Like if it was 3 people in a room, me, you, and one other person, and the other person had to decide who they wanted to go on a desert island with, they would take you. That's what I think. That's my third compliment, let the record show.
My third compliment, I really enjoy your art.
Oh, hey, thanks.
DT is a great artist. Very, whatever style of art he paints.
Yeah.
With just random objects. What?
Whatever I do. I'll show a picture now for the radio audience to look at my art. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that.
Next question.
Oh, question 29. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. Ooh.
I'm already told you about the time
you already told me about the tell me another one. Tell me another one. I deserve it.
One time, you know the drumstick? I'm choking on a peanut.
Don't die. I don't know how to do the Heimlich maneuver.
Funny enough, this was about peanuts.
Oh, wow.
You know those drumstick ice cream cones?
Yeah.
You know they have like the peanut covered chocolate chunk?
Yes.
So I was outside eating a drumstick, and I was eating the peanut cone, and a peanut gets stuck in my belly button.
What the fuck?
So I'm trying to dig it out.
Oh, God!
I'm trying to dig out the peanut, and all I'm doing is pushing the peanut in. I'm pushing the peanut in further and further, until the point I'm like, hey, Mom, I can't get this peanut out. So she gets tweezers, and she gets it out, but I was on the verge of going to the hospital. Not the first time something's got that stuck in my belly button, coincidentally.
I'm so sorry that happened. I hate that.
It was pretty fun.
I have, like, secondhand embarrassment and also just, like, body shock from that.
I almost ate the peanut.
And,
Everybody gross DT out in the chat.
So, an embarrassing moment of mine is when a man on a tugboat pulled me into shore, and I had to confront my grandma about losing her jet ski key.
Oh my gosh.
And she was so disappointed in me, and I had to like that was a lowest moment. That was so embarrassing just to have lost the key. Just the
this jet ski thing is a running thing, and at this point,
but I feel it's unfair because now you know nothing about me other than this one moment.
I know that you do art and that you're bad with keeping keys.
That's true. I lost my room key also. Fun fact.
Did Logan let you in?
Yeah, Logan wasn't there, so my Logan RA had to let me in.
Hey, shout out to Logan Hubbard.
Shout out to Logan Hubbard. I love you. So, I guess I'll tell you another embarrassing moment, because that one is true, but not that true. God, I don't know. Let me think. I remember. We'll go on to the next question, and then I'll remember. It'll come back to me.
Silly goose.
It'll come back to me. Question 30.
When did you last cry in front of another person by yourself? I don't remember the last time I cried by myself. Probably was for a movie. Last time I cried in front of... Ow! I dropped my phone.
He just knocked his phone on his foot.
Last time I cried in front of other people was about a month and a half ago when I was outside and I had a panic attack about a situation I was dealing with.
Oh, man.
And I brutally cried in front of all my friends.
Oh,
and that's the only time I've ever cried in front of them.
Wow.
We were talking about this today, weirdly enough. Not me having a panic attack, but just crying.
Yeah.
It's okay to cry, people.
Yeah, man. Dude, I don't know why my brain is being so slow today. I believe... I remember the last time I cried. It was... What the fuck? I believe I can find the exact date for you. Just give me a single moment, and I can...
What the fuck?
What the hell's on your shoe? Justin just found a thing on his shoe, some trash.
Who in the hell in the radio room?
What the fuck? It was. Are you sure that's in the? It's more likely that was like found outside.
This is mint gum, grass,
Jesus Christ.
hair,
Ugh.
and like a fruit snack package.
Yeah. Okay, so the last time I cried was about a week ago. I returned home. To go see my grandma after a year of not being able to see her because of COVID. But since we're all vaccinated, able to see her. And so I came home in the middle of the night, about 1 a.m., and my little dog Earl greeted me. And he remembered me. And
Earl.
He missed me so much. And he was just like loving and caring for me so much. He's just like, and I pet him and I cried while I was petting him. It was just so much love and care from my dog. You know, it's amazing how dogs have unconditional love.
We stand Earl.
We do really stand Earl. And I was thinking about like, oh man, I'm gonna be so sad when you die. And so that's what made me cry. And so I made sure to pet him as if, I wouldn't be able to pet him ever again. Because I don't see him very often because of college. And so we love you, Earl. You're the best dog.
Love you, Earl.
He made me cry.
$32. Oh, 31? We've done this twice!
We've done this.
Skip.
Yes, Skip.
Tell your partner something you like about them already. Everything I've mentioned.
I fucking hate you, unironically.
That's okay. Most people do.
32.
Most people hate me.
They should.
Because I'm too damn sexy.
Oh!
They want to fuck me, but I don't fuck with them.
They want to be you, but they can't be you. Okay,
Put your wiener in my sprocket.
Number 32. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? Oh! Do you want to? You should go first, or should I? Because I have a whole thing, so I think you should go first.
I think you should go first.
Oh!
Don't get us canceled.
This is a question, all right, man.
It sure is a question.
Dude.
One that's being asked.
I feel like in my soul a duality about this. Because
inside your soul there are two wolves.
An
evil wolf and a good wolf. You've just shit yourself.
Because here's the thing, right? It's like, I don't think that anything is too serious to be joked about, right? But then again, I agree with that, and I believe that totally. However, I think it totally depends upon the context and the situation, right? And like, I think it's good. I think it's very good to be able to joke about serious things and serious topics, because if you're not joking about them, then you're not talking about them, and not talking about certain things could be worse than, just at least when you're joking about them, you're bringing it up. And I know there's a whole thing. It's like jokes can be used for like just racism, and there's no, it's just a joke, or transphobia. Like, yeah, that's bad. That's clearly like your intent behind it is very important. If your intent is just like, hey, to like talk about a social issue. I forget who it was, but there's some comedian who, like, his opening, it might have been Louis C.K., which that's problematic.
Louis C.K.
Yeah,
hide your children.
Shout out to Louis.
No.
He'll shout you out,
hide your kids.
Yeah, so, but it's like, I think Louis C.K. had a thing where it's like, his opening show, he just talked about abortion for the whole time. And it was, like, really interesting because it was, like, really good social commentary. And I think, you have, like, John Oliver with The Late Show. He talked about really serious things, like, through comedy. And, like, without that, you couldn't do it. So nothing is too serious to be joked about.
I agree with a lot of what you said, DT.
Thanks.
I agree that humor does help. Like, I think timing and context are the most important things.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there are things I think it's more there are things you shouldn't joke about than are too serious. Like, if a family member, like, very close to you passed away, I'm not gonna make fun of them for dying in front of you. Like, if so, like, say, like, Earl died and I walked up, like, well, Earl Grey T, he's fucking dead, you would be sad.
Well, like, I would say, like, you can. I think you can still joke about those things, but you have to be very.
You have to be nice joke.
You have to be very good at comedy too. Like, it's hard. It's like
and neither of us are good at comedy.
Yeah, and so
I don't know how we got the
so
show.
neither
We're both
of us
not funny.
would, yeah, be able to joke about those things because
Sorry,
it's like
Shulga.
it's like tragedy plus time equals comedy, right? Generally speaking, and so like, because if you're not able to joke about something, then it's like you haven't let it go yet, right?
Yeah.
It's like I would hope that eventually I would be able to joke about Earl's death, you know, because if not, then that means I would still be like hung on to him, and that'd be emotionally bad.
Casey, you don't know dark humor.
Casey asks if we want to listen in dark humor. You know what? Just type it out, and then
I think you should type it out, but I also think this is a good move for a song.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna play a song, and you type it out.
We are gonna play. This is one of my favorite songs. I loved it. Also, don't be surprised because it starts like right off the bat, and so don't jump out of your pantalones.
Or poop in your pantalones.
If you poop, that's okay. We're gonna play.
Not, actually.
We're gonna play "When You Sleep" by My Bloody Valentine.
Just kidding. I wrote this song. Enjoy. Frank.
There's a Peter stuck in my face. You're not the queen. We make fun of you for having a dead dad.
Oh, Casey has a dead dad? Man, so does Asher. That's crazy. I mean, maybe that's why they had such a good time in the, you know.
Oh my gosh, DT.
What?
That's not the reason. Dead parents is not the end of all having good time.
Oh, I'm just making an observation. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna ask Stacy.
Yeah, that's important. You have to ask.
That's a sentence I never thought I would ask. Can I do a dead dad funny?
My dead dad walked into a bar. No, he didn't, because he died. I like this song.
Is that too strong? Or should I just say can't just erase the fucking? Fucking might be too hard.
Dude, you're the one making this joke, not me. But like, I think it's fine. This is your determination. Plus, you already got it. You already got.
In the closet?
That's where the ashes are.
Oh. I'm not fucking typing.
Yes, you are. And that's going to be typing.
She beat me to it!
Welcome one, and welcome all to the auditory show called Stop Making Sense. Casey has been firing up the Discord with some wonderful dark humor and some good advice. Y'all want a lesson in dark humor?
Casey's dad is gay.
So, what Casey said is that the thing with dark humor is just to accept that someone is going to be uncomfy with it. It's a calculated risk you either have to take or let the opportunity pass. So, I guess you have to be good at math. Casey said no, he is in fact not gay, he is dead. And I'd like to clarify that for the record. Let's get back to the questions.
Also, thank you, Owen, for posting my son.
Oh, is that your son?
Yeah,
What's he look like?
45.
Whoa, what's he holding there? A spear?
The chalice.
Wow.
Which is my throbbing. But yes, I will visit my son. I need to finish him. Dang, that is a sentence. I need to visit my son so I can finish him off. When I'm talking about a minifig. But damn.
No context, Justin. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? And why haven't you told them yet?
I wouldn't have any regrets. I've told everyone what I want to tell them.
Yeah. I guess I would regret not...
Maybe goodbye.
Yeah. And it's like you can't know. I guess I would regret not telling my parents and my sisters how much I love them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know? It's like, because you can never tell them that enough. You know, it's... That is a very sad... I know my sister would be distraught if I died this evening. That'd be so sad.
What's your sister's name again?
Darlene.
Darlene. I'm begging of you. He's not going anywhere.
And the song is Jolene, actually.
I know, but now it's Darling.
Oh, darling. Oh, my darling.
Oh, my darling.
Oh, my darling.
Clementine.
I'm
You are
sorry
lost
that I
and
die.
Oh my gosh, fuck you, Gold Rush.
So, should we move on to question 34? Do you have more to say?
These are getting dark.
Oh.
These questions.
Okay.
Right, number 34. Your house, containing everything you know you own, catches fire.
Oh, sad.
After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save one item. What would have been why? My PS5. That shit was hard to get. I'm not gonna be able to get that again. Not for a few months. I got games I gotta play. My phone's already in my pocket. Don't have to save that.
Yeah. Wait, does it say pets?
Your pet's already out of there.
Okay, yeah.
The jet ski! The jet ski!
I'm going to get the jet ski, man! I'm going to get it! No, the thing is, we have the jet ski. We don't have the jet ski.
Theoretically, this says to save any one item. It doesn't say that something you own. You could dash into that. If you could dash into that house and grab anything, then
yeah, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna bring out the Infinity Gauntlet. That's my
something that's like actually in real life. Something.
Aw, that's lame. It doesn't say that. It doesn't have to say it has to be a real object. I'm gonna pull out the Infinity Gauntlet. No one can stop me. No, I'm. Like, my first thought's just my laptop, because it's expensive, and I have, like, all my saved... Oh, I have my saved MP3s on this also. So it's like, but like my laptop, because it's like probably expensive, but also my car, too. You know, I might, because it's like you can do the emotional thing or you can do the pragmatic thing. Because the laptop,
my car's already inside my house. I ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah, the laptop isn't very emotional, but it is more pragmatic. But like, what emotional? I mean, I wouldn't. If family and pets, then it's like I'm not gonna grab anything emotional. Pardon me.
Also, you know what I just thought about?
What?
When are we gonna do that?
Yeah, when do we get to sign the thing?
When do we get to sign the thing?
I don't know. Well, I mean, the Goblin. How many shows before the Gremlin Girls could?
So Gremlin Girls have been on for like 3 years.
True. Who's out? Did the what's some names?
Arch my knee.
No. Who's the Casey show? The
Dangerous U-Haul.
Did they already sign theirs?
Yeah, but people listen to their show.
That's
which is something
true.
they don't do to ours.
Well, do you blame them?
No.
Yeah. So maybe one day.
We're holding on, bro. We're holding on.
Holding on. We're just holding on.
Oh. Make it count, make it straight. Don't look back, don't hesitate. When you go big time.
We got to sing because we passed Ashmani. Oh,
What you know, what
that's
you
nice.
feel, never quit.
Like in
make
just
it
numbers?
real. When you go big time. Oh, hey, listen to your heart now. Hey, don't you feel the rush? Come on, shake up what you gotta lose. You only live the life by the life you choose. Lay it on the line and then it's the only life we got, so you gotta live it big time.
Good for you. What is that record? What is that record? Just out of
Something in
curiosity.
the 30s.
Wow, that's cool. So
I know I keep shitting on our show, but damn, people, please listen and be active in our Discord.
They're being very active tonight. I'm proud of them. Thank you, people, for talking.
Yeah.
This is very fun. I forgot what I was going to say. Should we just move on to the next question, I suppose?
Yo, is that fucking Asher in the picture?
Yo, Asher. 35, yeah. Cool.
Asher just chilling.
Speaking of 35, question 35. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find
What
most
the hell?
disturbing? Why?
Out of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing? What the hell is that? Wait!
That's question 35. Yeah.
Oh, by answering this, I just love you, DT. What the fuck is this question? How does this lead to love?
It's question 35! I've answered this like 3 times!
I know, it's Earl. Is it Earl or your grandmother?
No, it's Darlene.
Oh, Darlene.
Because she's young and healthy and I love her. Because it's like, my mom's a smoker. I'd expect her to die. And I've already dealt with that emotional baggage. Dale, yeah, I mean, she's, she does the drugs, so smokes the weed. So, my dad's also very healthy. Oh, my dad's would hit me very hard, but Darlene would hit me harder because, like, she's just so fucking young, and that would make me the most sad.
Yeah, I'm going with my little brother Luke for the exact same reason, because he's only 9 to 11 years old.
Wow. What's your brother Luke like?
That was my brother?
Yeah.
You know,
He's making a face right now.
I'm just gonna say cringe.
Wow. You're calling your little brother cringe.
Have you ever seen that video where it's this group of like little kids and they're doing the L dance and like, we like Fortnite,
Yeah,
we like...
of course. Is that your little brother?
That's my little brother.
Dave, is your brother cracked at Fortnite?
You know what's funny? Is just that he's like, here's my bro Justin. He's cranked at Fortnite, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
And
I
it
was
sounds like my
referencing.
little brother.
Your little brother made that video. It's true.
Final question, D Swizzle.
Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice, how he or she might handle it.
Fuck.
Also, ask your partner to reflect back on how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen.
Everyone type a personal problem in the chat.
Everyone
we'll try
type
to
a
fix
personal problem, we'll fix it for you after we fix our own personal problems. So, Justin, what's been ailing you, my friend?
Finals nerves. And not disappointing my family by doing bad on them.
Yeah. It's like... So now, I guess I'll answer how I would handle that problem. And part of it, unfortunately, like a lot of it is like you can't deal with and you can't fix right now, because a lot of finals nerves is directly proportional to like how you feel in that class. Because like for me, like I feel I've done really well this semester, and so I'm not as worried about finals because even if I fuck up, that's not gonna be that bad because like I've already done so much work and I don't think I am going to fuck up because I know everything in my classes.
I mean, like, I feel confident in the material. It's also, like, one of my professors gets, I'm just going to say your name, I don't think he has a way that he grades, and, like, I don't fit the way he grades, so I don't do good enough at the same time. I've learned how to write for him, but he's, like, very much in his own way. Wichitanga, I love that man. I'm more worried about me just not knowing the material.
Yeah.
Education is one of the easiest classes I've ever taken, and I love it, actually.
Fun.
And then Hessler's the Hessler. That's all I have to say.
I guess what I would do is I would just, like, I guess I would just, the more that you study, the more that you'll be prepared for. So if you feel worried about it, just study for it more, just put in the work, and you'll be able to get the grades that you want. And even if you don't, it's about the work that you put in. So how are you feeling about the problem you've chosen?
I feel good that that's the one I chose. I mean, I don't know what that question entails.
It's like, how are you feeling about it now that I've given you advice, I guess, maybe.
What about you? What's your problem, T? Let's see if I can fix it. Also, people, drop your problems in the chat.
Drop your problems and we'll tell you how to solve them.
What's yours,
My
DT?
problem, Justin Dunn.
I will say your full name, DT.
I have a friend. Let's call him John. And I've known John all throughout high school, one of my closest friends. I'd even consider him a brother of mine. But John did something very bad.
Lately?
In September. We'll get to that.
We'll get to y'all's
my friend John did something very bad and he hurt someone. You know?
You or someone?
No, someone else. Let's call him John and Lucy. Let's say.
So who's your friend's name?
John.
So John hurt Lucy.
John hurt Lucy, and Lucy told me about it. Lucy told me about it, and then Lucy told me about it, and then like Lucy told me about like how she was hurt. I was like, oh man, that sucks. I'm so sorry that happened. And then she told me a month later that it was John who hurt her. And like this is a shocker because like John that's antithetical to everything that John is about, right? And so then I was in the dilemma of like how to resolve the situation, and so I gathered as much information about the situation I could from Lucy, and then I gathered, then I confronted John about it with a phone call, and it's like, hey, John, I decided the thing that John did that was the worst was like, he ghosted Lucy instead of like confronting, instead of like.
Is this romantic drama?
You could say so, yes.
All right.
And so like, I set up for John to apologize and talk to Lucy. She did not find the apology satisfactory. He was being honest. He's like, what do I do about it? And so then had a month of ghosting John to make him feel bad. And it worked. And he felt very bad. But now it's like, now he's reaching out and it's like, hey, can we still be friends? But I've reached out to Lucy and like she's still not okay from the situation. I find it to be unjust and not right that my relationship can heal with John if Lucy hasn't healed yet, right? And so like
you don't think it's okay to be friends with John because
Yes.
Lucy's still.
Yes.
I will say this. This drama is between. Are you still friends with Lucy?
I don't really know Lucy that well.
Were you friends with Lucy like beforehand?
Like a little bit, but not really that much.
I will say this. two people having drama does not make you have to stop making friends between the two of them. Like two of your friends can be arguing, and you're doing like you like did good, like being like the middle person. You're like, hey, if Lucy's saying you did this to her. Like, what's your side? They're like, you set up for them to apologize. Like, you've done all you can do, and for now, it's like you felt like we can't say like it's up to Lucy to forgive. We can't forgive for her, but like in my opinion, I would say, as long as you like keep up with like, and you tell like, and you say, well, John, is that who? Like, you know that John recognizes that he screwed up, and that like you can see he's truly apologizing. But like then like you need to tell Lucy like he's apologized. He's like, I still support your feelings, but like don't let their drama like say like infect like what you're going through.
I guess so. It's like, but he, you know, and here's the thing. It's like John sent me a video, and that's like where I was. But then like she saw the video, and like she still has problems with it. You know, even though I think and I know that like he's like totally affected by it. You know, and it's like, you know. And I guess I'll say how I feel about it. That is good advice, I think, but that is good advice. But it's like I still don't feel like John wronged Lucy, right? And in doing that, like harmed our friendship, because like that's a really dick move to do. That's like fucked up to do, and so it's like, I don't know if I can still be friends with this person since they've done this, you know? Especially, like, if Lucy is still being harmed, you know? Well, that's just my problem. Let's see what the chat has some problems with. How do I pass chemistry? I have no fucking clue. I didn't pass chemistry. Justin?
I just typed my answer in the chat.
Punch Graft in the poop box and tell him that he's a Cheetos-looking bitch. That's nice.
Shout out to all the people who have survived chemistry this semester. Y'all have done nothing but surprise me with all the hell that y'all have gone through. Like, shout out to y'all STEM majors.
Yeah, seriously, STEM majors, you guys.
I don't know how y'all do it.
I love you so much. I love all of you so much. You deserve so much better. Also, fuck
I'm assuming
Boris
Coffee
Johnson.
Beans is Ryan. Ryan, you the best.
Yeah, I believe in you,
You
Ryan.
the best, Ryan.
You're awesome. But yeah, also I guess we should murder Boris Johnson. I think that would be
also in case
correct choice of action.
Boris Johnson's a sus cuck.
Okay, look, would it be wrong to make a terroristic threat against Boris Johnson on air right now? Like, would we get legal troubles if we did so? We could do it and then just say that we're joking and be fine.
This is satire.
It's satire. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. 5th Avenue Street, July 27th.
Commissioner Amon is coming for you. Okay, that's just drag race humor.
Yeah.
But
so,
it might also be time for a song, good people.
It is, since we've answered all 26
We've answered all the questions. Casey, you will never know which chairs we sit in because that's a private military secret.
Indeed. I'm not going to tell you. Nick terroristically threats all the time.
I'm going to blow up Parliament.
Parliament, more like was lament, am I right?
Lamonte.
Next up, we are going to be listening to Crazy Food.
This is a DT song, prepare yourself.
Crazy Food by Joe Hawley. Do not enjoy.
You won't.
I don't like this part. I really don't like this part. Okay, the Laurel Sucky.
I think Casey might be coming up here, so I'm locking the door.
The door's been unlocked, dude. Okay, but this is the good part. Enjoy.
A true fantasy of mine.
It's fucking bonkers at the farmer's market. We drove the Jeep and there's no place to park it. What the fuck? Class, check out that lazy dude with all that crazy food. Handing out samples out to his own customers. But find that honk if shit ever gets dire. He's Superman. Who the heck's the fire? Rapunzel, Rapunzel, upon your seriously though, he's packing
This sucks.
ready. Allspice, amaranth, artichoke, acai, banana, barley, basil, bay leaves,
This is the
bok
good
choy
part of the
chai, seitan pot pie, marble rye, Betty black eyed peas, pink cherries, kiwi beans, holding these gooseberries, pine chestnut, chia, coconut custard, dahlia dates, saffron, Dijon mustard, tray cake soda, chloe plant flax, demitasse kava, garlic, kumquat, lychee, yucca root, jalapenos, garbanzos, starboard, snakeroot, lavender, lime, corolla, kohlrabi, juniper, jack, wakame, wasabi, papaya, papaya, marigold, mango, oregano, sake, lemon, loango, kiwi, catnip, Carolina reaper, ragusa, cocoa, like can't be cheaper, poppies, asparagus, quince, carrots, broccoli, agave, and that'll take care of us. You have more? Wherefore dost thou obtain such crazy food, thou crazy fuck? Collard greens, butter beans, vanilla, pomegranate, pineapple, sarsaparilla, rambutan, dragon fruit, tapioca, anaboya, caviar,
71 Teen Vogue.
potatoes, watercress, sprouts, quinoa, tomatoes, parsley, sage, rosemary. Wait, almost seems like this should be illegal.
Ooh, this looks like fun.
In the vehicle?
Watermelon, marijuana, rhubarb, tamarind, tarragon, turnip, Swiss chard, blueberry, caraway, fennel, cacao, boysenberry, cumin, cantaloupe, celery, sesame, amenacini, coles, goodwolf, marconis, gardenias, lentil, cabbage, funnel, weakling, wiener, ghost pepper, mustard,
Fucking question.
peach, pine, hazel, walnut, beets, elk, millet, teff, taro, shallot, ginger, farro, hero, cornmeal, pomelo, chlorella, sausage, pecan, pecan, portobello, pumpkin, radish, onion, rice, ginkgo, olive, maple, ice, thyme, strawberry, papaya, cactus,
Oh, these are some funny questions.
chili, narcosa, cucumbers, maypop, shamrocks, what's with the hemlocks, yoga, apricot, sour, chocolate, sweet zucchini, macaroni, porcini, vermicelli, avocado, pistachio, cinnamon, royal jelly, cinnamon, sweetheart, green goddess, cinnamon, spinach, almonds, kombucha, and oranges. Cash
Thoughts?
only, never mind.
What do you think of the song?
I actually I like get the next song sorted up. Sure. We might only have time for one more.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Stop.
Making a sound, it's just peanut stuff in my teeth.
There are peanuts stuck in his teeth. We have more questions. I googled on the website and it gave me funny questions.
Got it!
Would you like to ask each other? Oh, he got the peanuts out of his face. Good for him.
In my bracket.
Justin, would you like to ask each other some funny questions?
Yes, I would. Let's see, what's this website called?
This is socialpronow.com.
What is your favorite word?
This is a very deep question. I have it.
It ain't that deep, bro.
Facetiously. Facetiously is my favorite word because to be facetious is to act facetiously is to treat a serious problem, serious conversation, or serious issue with jest or treating it lightly. And also, it's the only word in the English alphabet that has all vowels in alphabetical order. Facetiously.
I like the word squibble.
Oh, that's a good word.
It's a food in Britain.
Nice.
Did you ever have an annoying friend?
Yes, you. Next question.
I don't. Oh, fuck you. I
Oh,
don't.
that's a joke. I'm sorry. That's a joke.
No, it's, I don't have any annoying friends. There's some annoying people that I know who I'm not really close with whatsoever, and they go here. I'm not gonna name names, but they annoy the living hell out of me.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Some of them you probably
I'll
know.
try to do better.
One of them you really know.
I'll make sure.
Not you. It's not you.
I'm sorry for being such a bad friend.
No, but you, because one of them is between both of us. We share that.
What is a way in which I could be a less annoying friend, Justin?
I'm not talking about you, DT.
I'm sorry.
Would you rather always sweat or always cry?
As a person who always sweats, always cry.
I would say always sweat. You can take a shower. You can't not. Yeah, Casey. I locked the door.
Casey's outside the door.
We're not letting her in.
Hey, Casey, would you like to answer some questions?
We're not letting you in.
Or would you like to answer some questions? How does it feel? How does it feel to be locked out?
Fuck you! Fuck you! Yeah, fucking vegan?
Vegetarian?
I don't give a care.
Welcome, one and all.
You don't eat meat.
Y'all are the ones who left the key On the spot.
DT, what the
I have
hell?
my- I have a radio show. I know what the code is.
Welcome one, welcome all to Stop Making Sense. We have our first radio guest, Casey.
Casey just wandered the hell in. We have 10 minutes left in the show.
Casey, please.
I don't even know why you're fucking here.
Casey, please take a seat. You're
What the hell, Casey?
Conduct an interview for Casey.
Casey, no, we're not interviewing Casey.
Now, Casey.
She wasn't
How are you
invited
feeling?
to the show. She's not supposed to be here. It's because you don't eat meat.
Casey, Casey, why don't you eat meat?
Because she's fucking diabetic.
No, I just made the decision, like, my freshman year, I watched a video and I was like, damn, eating meat isn't, like, really harmful to animals. I like animals, so. GG, that face is terrifying.
Great. Casey,
this is the least terrifying thing that's happened to me in this chair, actually.
Casey, what's your favorite planet?
Uranus. Because that's all she can eat because she's the vegetarian. Walking into our show like that, damn. And Ryan, I wish you would come unplug this computer because Casey left herself in. Like, we didn't invite her.
You're not answering the question, Casey.
Venus.
Why?
Venus. That's the most fucking...
Because
that's
it's
a bisexual answer.
Yeah, it is. It's the most like Earth, but without the humans.
Ryan, I dare you to come up here and unplug this computer.
How about
Do it.
that? Hey,
Please.
Casey, who's your least favorite United States president?
Donald Trump.
Are these actual
Thomas
questions?
Jefferson's a close second.
Warren Harding.
Because
Didn't do shit.
I forgot the Harding was a
Donald
president.
J. Trump never owned slaves. Thomas Jefferson owned slaves. You're saying a person who didn't own slaves is better than a person who
Casey's
owned slaves. Casey.
vegan and pro.
Can you elaborate
What's that?
and say if that's what you're saying?
Hello?
Who are you on the phone with?
Ladies and gentlemen, Casey
What?
just got a phone
Is that
call.
Ryan? I'm blocking the fucking door.
Wait, you went up to the mic? Is that what you said?
Well, it looks like Casey is not being a very good
okay, I'm putting you
interviewee
on
and trying
speaker.
to dodge.
Now Casey's about to sit in my chair. Oh, you just invite yourself on the show and you think you're all that in a bag of chips, don't you, Casey? You ain't
Justin,
nothing. You ain't nothing.
Justin, I think you
No,
have
not
to
yet.
understand.
They're yelling at me.
Justin,
Okay, I'm just
Justin's
gonna-
yelling at you. I'm trying to be a good interviewee.
Who the hell
here.
did you just get on the phone with?
Why is
Garrett?
Trump worse than Thomas Jefferson if Thomas Jefferson
Okay,
owned
Garrett,
slaves?
help me.
Ga-
Am I good to go?
Garrett
Yes.
is on the stream, everyone. Garrett, what are your thoughts?
Thanks, Garrett.
Thank you, Garrett.
Garrett just shit his pants, and that is socially acceptable.
No, he went.
No, he
Casey,
pooped himself.
what do you think?
Casey, do you shit yourself on a day-to-day basis? Because you just
No.
walk in and poop your pants? Is that something
Yes.
you like to do?
No.
Now, Casey, do you think that shitting your pants should be socially acceptable? I say no. Justin says yes.
I think, yes, if you have the ability to change your pants. Like, if you have a change of pants with you, go ahead. Go ahead and do it.
That's nuts.
Justin Dunn just did a visual gag on the radio show for you. everyone.
I will eat my own ass on camera if she doesn't leave.
Justin, you're being a little bit aggressive here.
I think
you
I'm
need to-
gonna leave
I
then.
think you need to.
I'm gonna go to Walmart with Buxton now.
What's at Walmart?
That was Casey, everyone.
You might as well stay. We only have
That was
8
Casey.
minutes.
That was Casey, everyone. So, Justin, so sad that Casey had to leave early.
Casey's still
Next
in the room.
up, we are going to ask each other. Question number 5. Justin, what's the most offensive joke you know?
What? No. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I'm not answering this question.
Why
you
not?
went to Highland. You've got plenty in your back pocket. I'm sure that you've heard.
I'm not saying it on air.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. But
Justin, question number 6. Which one of us would lose the hardest in a rap battle?
Me.
Yo, I gotta disagree with you, because my flow is awful. I don't know how to rap a rhyme. I'm a bad rapper. I don't even know how to connect words together. If this was a rap battle, you would be the winner.
That's right. You are awful. I'm gonna give you a blue waffle. Take it down to the street and fuck you up. Now I'm gonna go get in my pickup truck.
You don't own a truck, you own a Prius. I'm gonna take you to the preschool and leave you there to get some education.
That didn't rhyme. That wasn't time. I will get you in a lemon lime.
Question number 8. If you're stranded on a deserted island, would you pick up a hot tub or a shower?
If I was what?
If you were on a deserted island, would you pick to have a hot tub or a shower?
Shower.
Here's why you're wrong. A hot tub would have a built-in heating element, and so you could survive. on the with the hot tub, but with the shower. That's
Funny to
just
think
water.
that I want to be alive.
Also, the tub would provide you with like a bed almost.
Hey Casey, you're not in this radio show anymore. Number 11. Is there something that you
No, don't
thought
go.
was possible after watching as a movie as a kid? That's how absolutely ridiculous. Well, that's a bad question. I apologize. Would you play Russian roulette with a 5 in 6 chance of becoming ultra rich and a 1 in 6 chance of dying?
No.
I might.
Russian roulette is boring. Like, if you're gonna kill yourself, do it flashy. Damn, I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, social council. Don't take me there.
Title 9 violation. Huzzah. Does peanut butter go on top or the bottom of the peanut butter?
Oh, and
stick
I know
you're
this
seeing
video. Thank you for posting it. Play it. Here I am trying to fuck Megatron.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I'd really like to personally apologize.
It is
for...
so hot in here.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaving the door open.
Yeah, this is really why we don't do reoccurring themes. This is why every episode is different. This is the one episode where we thought we can continue.
Well, we
It
have
was a mistake.
We have a steady stream of 11 listeners.
It was
We
a
usually don't
mistake.
get this.
This is all wrong. What song should we play to kill people with, Justin?
When you die.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But we got 4 minutes left.
Should we? Would it be better to run out the clock just talking, Justin? We have nothing left to say! We've said everything that we've
We
said!
had nothing to say a half an hour ago.
You can just. Here's my
You've left this radio show already, Casey! You're it's canon!
No,
You're not in the room anymore! You're not in the room anymore!
I haunt the chapel. I'm one of the chapel children. I am in fact minor coded.
Up next
Wouldn't you
is
like to
When
be a
You
child
Die
again?
by MGMT. Please enjoy.
That joke.
I thought you were gonna say
This is a me song. I picked this song. It's about killing yourself. It's by the people who sang Electric Feel.
It's a good song.
I'm not that nice. I'm mean
And I'm evil. Don't call me nice.
I'm gonna eat your heart out. I've got some work to do. Minute, I'm ready,
More?
I'm ready, blow my lid off.
It's about killing yourself. There's a line on here. that
You
says-
know-
I mean, one of the lyrics of the song is I'm ready to blow my brains out. This is the best part. Yeah!
That's good.
Go fuck yourself. That's the best part.
You heard me right. Don't call me nice again.
I mean, this is kind of a problem. You know it's Small World, right?
Huh?
You know the ride It's Small World?
No,
Yeah.
yeah. No. Oh, yeah.
Little other animatronics?
Yeah.
You remind me of the. What's up, fuckers?
Turn the song up. I like the song.
The show's over.
Legitimately.
Damn
It's late.
I ran all the way across campus.
Ryan, where are your shoes?
And I started just trying to sneak upstairs.
You legitimately scared the fuck.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but Well, do you want to be an interview?
We do have a minute, but the song has 2 minutes to go.
That's true.
It's fine, you can go over.
Justin, you can leave. I can just interview Ryan because I think they deserve it for running over. I feel bad if
Did you come from
if
Whiteside?
you just left.
I took out the door. That's the door
It,
running.
it would be unjust if we didn't have an interview.
I'm gonna at least finish this song.
That tastes blood.
Yeah.
I have not ran in a hot minute.
Yeah. I hate
Such a
running.
hot
I hate
minute.
running.
Yeah, it is.
A little bit.
I think my earpod keeps out.
Is that a piercing or just
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I've had it, but like mask.
True. Yeah, with my bad eyesight, it's like, is that a piercing or you got some toothpicks in there?
Turn it up, turn up loud. The best lyric. Okay.
interrupted a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I you know, it's
Ours
funny.
gets interrupted all the time.
It's funny. I handled it civilly this time though.
Thank you.
I was trying.
I appreciate this.
I
got
was trying.
scared.
Your hands are so cool. You're a cool person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But you know,
I'm
you remind me
gonna-
of It's a Small World doll. In the kindest way possible.
I can't turn this one up.
You just seeing your face. I know I spent the entire weekend like looking at your face, but this is what it reminds me of.
Oh yeah.
Tell me.
No.
I think it's just like the deadpan that you do on occasion.
I think when we come back on, we should have Ryan introduce the show.
Yeah.
Welcome
Do you want
back.
to take over the show, Ryan?
I mean, you came all this way.
Or would you rather us interview you? Do you want to take over the show, or should we just a standard
Like,
classic?
should we leave and let Ryan finish?
Standard classic interview.
Yeah.
I won't know how to turn it off.
Okay, I'll just. Would you like to be interviewed? I have some questions.
And you can leave. DT has Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys. Not a song I expected DT to have.
Beastie Boys suck.
Beastie Boys.
They do suck,
Hello,
but
hello,
DT
hello, hello, hello. Welcome one, welcome all.
Something
to...
happened in the break. Stop making sense.
Today we have a very,
Tonight.
very special show for you. We have
The
special
show's
guest.
over. This is after hours. I think this should be said. I know I'm tickling your giblets, DT, but this needs to be said.
Welcome to Stop Making Sense After Hours. Tonight we have a very special radio guest, first ever guest to be on the show.
Not really.
For an interview. Ryan.
Not really, but hey. Ryan ran all the way here from Whiteside because I said that they wouldn't.
I've done that.
Look, I constantly live my life out of spite.
Hell.
Okay.
fucking
I love
yeah.
Sprite.
Now, Ryan, I have some questions for you. I've been preparing
Oh, really?
for a while.
Oh,
He's bullshit.
I know.
Why is your hair green? Why not
Oh
blue?
my god.
See, you want to know a funny thing? Green actually isn't my favorite color.
Crazy.
A lot of people think it because I just have a lot of green stuff. I just really like the color.
It is a good
It's a very
color.
nice color. It's a very nice color.
DT is
Ryan,
irritable.
what is your favorite band to listen to on a Saturday while it's raining?
While it's raining? Oh, that's a different vibe entirely. I guess.
I'm trying to set up the vibes.
You know.
It is 10:03.
Oh, I'm sorry, Justin. I didn't know you had a bedtime.
Justin, you can leave now.
What are these questions? What do you like? What's your favorite soup when you're in the middle of Alaska on a skiing trip? I don't
Tomato
know.
soup, obviously.
I was about to say tomato. But
You
okay.
haven't answered my question yet, Ryan.
Oh, I really like to listen to older 21 Pilots stuff, like their Regional at Best album. That's my favorite one to listen to, and that kind of vibe, I guess.
Those are some nice vibes on a Saturday afternoon while it's raining. Now, Ryan, I've been getting some messages in the Discord, and the people are just dying to know what's your least favorite religion.
Whoa!
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what.
ZBT is listening.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Reagan. I have a lot of religious friends for me not being religious, but I'll say Christianity is one of my least favorite religions.
Piggybacking off that, what's your least favorite race?
That's
you know, I
not-
really
that's-
hate the
that,
50
that,
meter.
that is not
Uh,
a sanctioned question.
Ryan answered that like a chimp.
I
The
would
15
like,
meter.
I would like to let the people know that this is After Hours. Stop Making Sense. That question was not sanctioned, but Ryan handled it like a champ. Justin will not be on next show.
This
Ryan, let me ask you a question. If you don't mind, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can I ask you a question?
I might just get up.
Can I
and
ask you a
leave.
question, Ryan? Do you mind if I ask you a question?
sure, ask me a question, DT.
Alright, so what if you were like interviewing someone, right, for a radio show, what question would you ask them?
Oh my gosh, this is a scramble egg.
Just scrambling for things to ask now. It's gonna be really funny whenever you ask like something that has to do with next. I really like questions like you that dead look in your eyes. It's a real like what's that movie? The one with the American serial killer.
What?
What's it called?
American Psycho?
American Psycho.
Norman Bates?
Really like like is it Norman Bates? I don't know.
Or
The
is that
smile
Psycho?
with the dead
That's
eyes.
Psycho.
What's his name?
Yeah, you're just thinking of. But it is from American Psycho, I think.
Great answer. Now, Ryan,
Patrick Bateman.
let's be honest. Some people they aren't ready for the truth.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they try to hide and bury and bury and bury and bury. I like to think of myself as an archaeologist of the truth, taking the shovel of knowledge and just getting in there with the questions and digging deep to find those gold nuggets of knowledge.
You must be really good at English papers.
And how I do this,
So.
the shovel
I
of
don't know
truth,
where he's going
the
from.
shovel of truth are questions. That I'm gonna
DT, you don't have a question. DT doesn't have a question to ask.
Keep on digging
You could ask me
until-
about my favorite cinema.
until I find the questions.
What's your favorite cinema? Is that what you got? DT, you're rambling. You don't know what to ask.
Or you think I don't know what to ask?
Ask a question.
Hey, Ron.
What's your best legal story? There you go. That's a
Legal.
Dangerous You Polling original. I didn't get to ask that because I was ditched. Okay, good night. Bye.
Good night. What's my favorite legal? Worst legal?
I'm terribly sorry.
That was
for
a bad
this.
question.
I have to say, you know, some people just cannot ask questions. That Casey person, what kind of question is that?
She's my roommate now.
Let me show
this
you.
summer.
I'm so sorry. She's gonna ask you the worst
Legitimately?
questions, dude. She's
Legitimately?
gonna.
Like legitimately?
Yeah, for the summer, we're gonna be roommates.
She's gonna ask.
You're gonna be with. Where are you gonna room next semester?
Nick, on the row.
I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, you're the French apartment.
You're gonna have to.
Shout
be
out to the French
subjected
apartment.
To those. I have a good question for you then. What's the weirdest thing or weirdest conversation you've ever had with Damon?
Damon?
Yeah.
Damon.
So he's gonna live in the French apartment next semester.
No, what?
I don't know a Damon.
Well, that's a pretty bad question for me
Ryan
to ask
has,
you then.
yeah,
huh?
I've talked to the French apartment many times with Ryan, and Damon has
The
never been
people
Ryan.
living in the French apartment is Wilson, Jordan, and Nick, and myself.
Yeah.
I don't.
Damon told me that he was also going to be living in the French
I
apartment next
don't know
semester.
who Damon. He did not apply.
Do you think,
Malkowski?
you think that Damon's a liar? Is that what you're insinuating?
Is Damon an actual person? Because I've never met.
Yeah,
someone named
he's in
Damon.
my comparative politics class and a friend of ours.
Oh, then
I didn't
I've
even.
never met him, heard of him.
You
I
calling
didn't
my
even know
friend a
he
liar?
applied. I'm calling you a liar. That's what I was saying, implying there. I didn't know if you were being serious.
Well, I'm gonna let them fight. I'm gonna let After Hours with Ryan and DT commence because I have to poop. I'm just gonna be dead ass.
Shit your pants walking down the stairs.
Now, if my
I did
co-host
say
here was really a man of salt, then he'd stick to his word and poop his pants live on radio. But clearly, his unwillingness to do that shows that his words are meaningless and vapid.
Not in front of Danny DeVito.
His words are meaningless and vapid. He said early on the show that you should be able to poop your pants, but you're not willing to put
People
your
are
money.
even. How many people are?
You're
listening
not
to this
willing to
nonsense?
put your poop where your pants are, sir.
How are 11 people still? Oh,
You're not willing to put your poop where your pants are, sir. I'm saying if you don't poop your pants live on radio, then you're a liar and a hypocrite.
I can't do it in front of Danny DeVito.
You didn't say that when you were talking about before. You're just adding conditions on post talk.
You know what? Jordan Benet Ramsey didn't ask to be killed, but she was. I didn't ask to be pooped in front of.
You know what, Justin?
yeah.
Justin, after these 36, this isn't gonna work. You need to leave.
What?
After the 36 questions, that's the resolution. It's done for. Ryan, how are you doing
All right.
now that Justin is gone?
He's still here.
Not for long.
Oh.
He's practically speaking, he's already gone.
Whoever survives the fight between Ryan and DT, because I know it's.
I left my keys downstairs and my pepper spray's down there. If
It
he
won't be
attacks.
needed. These are friendly questions.
Yeah.
I think-
Once again, he's giving me very American Psycho vibes. Just
He is.
dead eyes.
DT.
Life's really beating you down, bud, huh?
Goodbye, Justin.
Goodbye. Stop making sense with DT and Ryan.
Stop making sense after hours, Justin. Please
Stop
get the
making-
name of the show right.
All right. Catch us on WoW Presents Plus.
Goodbye, Justin.
That's where they do international drag race. I can sense DT really wants to do.
So, Ryan, now that Justin's finally gone, I'm gonna drop the act. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
You know, it may be finals, but I'm
Dude, yeah. What kind of classes are you taking this semester?
This semester, I'm in French, World Lit. He shit his pants.
I always knew that Justin was a man of his
I'm
words.
right here, Ryan. The wooden board was creaky. I didn't poop myself.
Justin, I'm just trying to have a normal interview now.
Ryan tried to slam the door on me, but I was right there and was very unsuccessful. That's fucked up.
Ryan,
what you just
do
did.
you have a radio show? I don't listen
No.
to this. I'm a bad person.
I do not have a radio
No.
show. I have all my friends have radio shows
Yeah.
though. It
French
seems.
with Ryan.
I guess that would be a good question. If you had a radio show, what would you talk about? What would the vibes
I was
Actually,
thinking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to talk about. There's not like a science related one, and science is really my niche.
Ooh, yeah.
So I think I'd like to talk about like that and like maybe new discoveries with Ryan or something.
Yo,
Dude.
Grafton, stop making kids cry.
Dude, let me tell
Dr.
you.
Game is my professor.
Dr. Game Boy, stop it.
Dude, let me tell you.
All right, bye.
I fucking love science.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
radio.
Oh, what's your favorite subject?
Oh God. I really like physics. No, chemistry. I really like chemistry. I think it's so fucking cool. It's like I love science so much. I think it's so cool, but I'm so bad at it. And I'm so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, I feel that
It makes
a
me
lot.
so sad. But it's like I'm like, yeah, chemistry's cool because it's like that's like the building blocks of everything. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's like biology is just like you what is it? Is it how does it go? It's like you start off with physics and then on top of that chemistry and then biology. Is that how it goes? Because it's like you have the building blocks and the fundamental laws of the universe,
Yeah.
and then from that you extrapolate chemistry, and then from that you extrapolate biology, right?
Yeah.
That's the tiering of it.
Yeah, you really need chemistry to understand biology on a like molecular scale, the tiny parts of it. But if you look at biology as a whole, there's a lot less chemistry involved, per se. And I like that part because I don't like chemistry. I do because it's fun when you understand it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand that. They think I'm weird for liking math or stuff like that. But it's fun.
Yeah.
Fun when you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Now, because at least for me, the fun part of it comes from like whenever I'm in a chemistry or like learning stuff about chemistry is like I'm learning about the fundamentals of the universe and like I can see how the construction of the universe like works and stuff. It's like where do you derive joy from the sciences then?
Sorry, that's my sister. I told her to listen.
Oh, nice.
She just never replied.
She said no. I hate you.
She's listening. She has what's wrong with chemistry.
What's your sister's name?
Chloe.
Shout out to Chloe. Welcome to Stop Making Sense After Hours interview with Ryan and me.
Yeah. What was the question?
Why do you like what part of it like science brings you joy?
Okay, so seeing science like interacting with day-to-day life. That is my favorite part because with these lower level biologies, it really has to deal with like life as we know it. So when you go outside after taking Bio 112, you go outside and you look around and you're like, I understand everything that's going on here. Well, not everything, but a lot of things that are going on. I know how this tree is photosynthesizing right now. I can name all these lichens and what kind they are. I find that really interesting, seeing science work around me.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's a really good answer. I had a similar experience just like with my freshman year physical science course because again it was like very entry level and I remember we were like learning about thermodynamics and just how sweating is a cooling process and how evaporation is a cooling process. And I remember walking up like the hill to get back to my house and feeling the wind on my face and understanding that process of this is what's happening right now. I think it's really cool. But something about science that scares me, and it's like something that I don't know how to deal with yet, is just like right now the world's understanding of science and math and everything is so much further beyond like what they teach you in high school, right? So it's like now, if I want to get into it, I feel like even if I study for 4 years here, I'm not even going to be, like, close to the level that we're at now.
Yeah.
Like, with everyone else. And it's like... And I guess this is true for, like, lots of other fields, too. You know, like, in computer science, it's the same way. But, like, with science, it's like... Science and mathematics, when the ceiling is so high, it's like, what's even the point of studying it if it's, like... And at least for me, this is how I feel. It's It's like, what's even the point of studying it if it's like, oh, I'm not gonna get to that level where it's like actually learning about new things and making new discoveries.
Well, these people who teach here, they've gone to school for like decades. Like it takes a long time to get to their basic level of their profession as a whole. You're not going to get it 4 years of college.
True.
And then at a certain point, you basically got to pick a niche of something, and then you really delve into it. And like, if you wanted to really discover something, marine biology. There's literally so much we don't know about the ocean.
True.
You could find new species at any given moment, and that's kind of exciting, I think, because you get to name it. I'm not going to be a marine biologist, but I do, because I'm really interested in like disease and stuff. I want to be a doctor.
Based. Fucking based. So fucking based.
Yeah. Pandemic really, like, people are like, oh, it's the pandemic, right? And I'm like, no, I took an epidemiology course in high school. And that was really fun. But I get that. I'm always like, who am I to try and be among the greats that have discovered cancer and all these diseases and study them for many, many years just to get basic understanding. And, as long as you find something you love to study, I think, like, eventually you will find something wrong with the equation. You'll fix it. You will contribute in some meaningful manner if you keep up with it long enough.
True.
And the hardest part is staying motivated all the time, because when you don't see immediate results with things, a lot of people get discouraged. But as long as you hold on to it and know eventually there may be a breakthrough, and of course there may not be. You may be doing something like I'm not sick. I just ran across campus and I don't exercise.
Yeah.
My lungs are working overtime right now.
Understandable.
Don't smoke, kids.
True. My mom smoked. Bad idea.
I smoked a lot in high school. It was a horrible decision.
Ouchie.
Well, my parents aren't listening. I'm a student Cinnablink.
Your parents, your sister's out on speakerphone. Your parents, and all your extended families in the room.
She's at school right now. We all went to a math and science school in Mississippi.
Is it CCP, right? Did you just say?
MSMS.
MSMS, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, you must be really smart then. And I'm like, wow.
You poor thing. Are you okay? So I have water. I don't know how
Don't smoke, kids.
Don't smoke, kids.
I hope she's still listening.
That way she can know not to smoke.
But she's got asthma. She was right there with me. She'd be like, I hate what you're doing. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I guess it's a little off topic, but like, why did you start smoking? It's like a fun thing, or just like peer pressure, social.
No. It was all my own decision, kind of. I really hope my parents.
If this is too like much of a personal question, it's just like curious.
No. I am great. I feel I like to talk about it a lot because I like don't be dumb kids, and like I always had the willpower to stop. I was able to put it down, pick it back up later, and never be addicted. But basically, I knew from the time I was very, very young. I saw these cool people smoking and stuff like that, and I didn't even think it's cool in the sense like I'm a badass. Look at me smoking a cigarette. I'm like, that looks like the way they explained it, kind of. It's, I don't know. It just like I saw it and I'm like, I'm gonna try that. As a very young kid, I was like, I'm gonna try that, and then of course, being underage and stuff like that made it difficult always to want to. And then I had some good friends at MSMS, and they all did it. And it's not like they were proud of it themselves, but they were like, it's a really good way to relax when you're constantly in high stress. Especially there. It's literally like you're stressed out all the time.
I've heard horror stories about that school, dude. Yeah.
I would say it's all worth it though.
Yeah.
If you've got the mental willpower to put up with it, I think it was worth it. I'd do it again. I feel like wiser, smarter coming out of it, but they all did it, and They were like, "Do you want to try?" Like, literally, no pressure. I almost don't want to give it to you.
Mm.
And I'm like, "No, give me the cigarette." And I tried it, and it was awful. I hated it. I was like, and then I tried it again.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I get it now. I feel what you're talking about. And then I just kept doing it. I'd quit on the weekends because I'd go home, but literally wouldn't crave it. And then I just one day I finally stopped because I was like, this is expensive.
True.
To vape, and if I get caught with it, the consequences are dire.
Mm-hmm.
In my situation, my parents would literally skin me alive. And it's not like I regret it. Like, I knew what I was doing. I'm not dumb. I know the consequences. Popcorn lung, black tar lungs. It was just I found better ways to find my release and relief.
Yeah.
In that sense.
What kind of, so is it like just, and is that from just like being able to like the de-stress point of view, or?
Yeah, honestly, it was a big de-stressor for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a way to really kick back and like, because nicotine is a pleasure release, and when you're not getting any like when your reward centers aren't being rewarded like that, it's very, very nice to have that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like happiness in a stick, like ready to go.
Yeah, basically that's what it is.
Yeah. So then might ask, like, what mechanisms have you found now that fill in that role now that you've stopped smoking? What? I'm trying to. I'm sorry if that's a bad. If it's too touchy, I have some other questions.
You know, I like what did I turn to? I really like. I just
checking your text.
Stop ratting them out.
Text message from the sister.
Yeah. How do you guys get into this? This is the whole point of the show, Chloe.
Yeah, it's an interview. Digging deep to find the truth. The corn kernels.
Yeah, she's right. Baking. I got really into cooking and filling all my free time, where I literally had no time to do these kind of things that also rewarded the pleasure centers in the brain. I really love to cook. Drinking. I can tell anyone about that, basically. My parents were really cool with that. They were like, well, you may get liver cancer in a couple of years. At least it's not lung cancer. No one we know's died of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, alrighty then.
This might be a little off topic, but how are your like your family genetics? You mentioned no one's gotten sick. Like how old are your grandparents, were they healthy?
Oh,
you know,
so...
and what are your underlying health conditions that you're at risk at, I suppose, genetically?
So on my birth mother's side, there is breast cancer and stuff like that. Uterine cancer is a thing there as well that I'm technically at risk for. Not much longer. Diabetes runs in that side of the family. Both type 1, type 2. And obesity is a big thing because, like, the thyroid gland or thing, whatever, they've all got thyroid problems. So that's an issue. And then on my father's side, lung cancer, alcohol, like big addiction problems on that side. My grandparents, they both have literally healthy as horses.
Wow.
Because my grandfather basically watched all the siblings die from lung cancer and stuff like that. And he's like, I could never. He had his father was an alcoholic, so he never drank. My grandmother, she does enjoy drinking and hopes to share that with me when I'm 21. While my father is okay with me drinking, they were like, no, grow up, don't kill your brain so early. And I'm like, fair enough. My grandmother is a witch.
Wow.
That's what my sister says. She's not actually a witch, but she
she
does witchy things.
I mean, how do you know for sure?
Fair enough. Well, little off-topic story. When one of my younger sister Lexi had there was a wart issue,
Oh no.
and it was on her face
Oh.
a lot, and that's really detrimental to like a young girl's view of herself.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
of course people will make fun of her. You kiss frogs.
Oh.
So my
those
grandmother,
fuckers.
to cheer her up, we took a potato on her full moon, went into the yard, rubbed a cut potato on her face on the warts, and we buried it in the ground while my grandmother banged some sticks together and did a chant, and then went away.
What the fuck, dude?
But it was always like, yeah, I guess that's a genetic thing. We all had like skin issues and stuff like that in that sense.
Man, your grandmother is a witch though, like 100%.
She's a witch, and she will
Guaranteed.
get you to talk about your feelings without you realizing it, because she's a psychologist.
Oh God.
You'll start talking to her, and she'll just she's the greatest listener in the world.
Man.
And you won't even know that you've delved into your life story until you're like, hold on. Like, when you get to something really sketchy and you have to think if you want to tell her or not. And you're like,
You
hold on, how
tricked
much have
me.
I just told you?
Yeah, man. This is a bit personal on my side, but it's just like looking at the different fields. Cause like I envy you for like knowing what you want to do and like what your path in life is.
I've tricked you very well. Continue.
Huh?
Continue.
You say you tricked me very well.
I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do with my life.
Bro, same, man. Like, hopefully you'll find a bit of comfort in my also uncertainty, because it's like, and it goes back to the whole science thing, since it's like, in order to like really make progress or push forward, you need to get so granular and get so small. It's like, what if I choose the wrong thing to like delve into? And it's like, that's why, at least for me, it's like I need to do something that I enjoy. Like, if I'm gonna do something, I have to really enjoy it and like it, or else it'll just make no sense to like delve into it. And so like I'm kind of interested in psychology, because I've talked to some psychology majors and they all seem to hate it. But I don't know what's up with that.
All the STEM people are switching to psychology.
Yeah.
It's tough sometimes. People just swap over. What are you doing right now?
Man, dude, bro, let me tell ya. Like, first semester, I went in and I was thinking I would do comp sci major and like maybe a bio or chemistry minor, depending on which one I liked more. And so I fucked up first semester by like going way too hard. I had chemistry, calculus, and Java. And it was all online, and I sucked ass at online classes. And so after that, I just like that really drove me away from STEM. So this semester, I took basically all of my prereqs. So I took like philosophy, econ, American experience, of course. And it's like I fucking love philosophy so goddamn much. It's like, and it's like for me, it's like philosophy and like poli-sci, I guess, are super duper easy. For me, those are like things I really, really like. But I also really like econ. And it's like, I'm not as good at it as poli-sci and philosophy, but I like it more than the sciences, and I'm better at it than the sciences. So it's like somewhere in the middle. And plus it's like, I feel like that's a thing that's useful. It's like a useful degree. I don't want to get I'm sorry, Dr. Becker, but I don't want to get like major in something if I don't know if I can get useful. So it's like right now I'm kind of thinking econ, and then maybe like a comp sci minor. But then again, psychology, that could be good, because then it's like I could help if I'm I could actually help people. And like that's really, really important to me, is like being able to help people is huge. So it's like I'm looking at that too. But
My sister says fuck Java.
Fuck Java, dude. Man, yeah, it's a bad programming language. Python, we stand Python, honestly. It's such a good language. That was a bit long-winded of me. I'm sorry, since
No, it's
you're
fine.
interviewing. But that's where I'm at right now, basically.
Yeah, I used to always tell myself there's time to figure stuff out, and now is the time where you've got to start knowing a kind of plan, because I don't want to be a super senior here
God.
for an extra 3-4 years.
Oh god, yeah, that's terrifying.
Because I didn't figure out what I wanted soon enough. And like with med school, it's a young man's game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to go into it young because by the time you're 30, you'll be finishing if you start when you're 18.
Mm-hmm. Damn, really?
Pretty much. It's not all school. Like you're working
True.
the last 10 years of that.
True.
But to get like your full residency done and stuff like that, depending on what you're doing, can take many, many years. Because you have to be so good at it. And I know what I'm interested in. So I'm pretty sure that's the way I'm going to go. It's just sometimes the road is hard and bumpy and I'm like, well, what are my other options?
Easier path?
Yeah. But I always try and remind myself of doing things like mentorship programs and stuff like that. Working in the job, like as a shadow, basically. You just watch what someone does all day, and you think to yourself, "Is this what I want to do?" And I did about a year of that, and I had the best time of my life. I really liked the people I worked with, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is definitely what I want to do because I just enjoyed that setting so much. And while it's a high stress environment, working in a hospital, it's also like that's exciting. I mean, like you never know what's gonna happen. It's never the same day on the job. And I do like puzzles, and basically being a doctor is you're looking at a human puzzle. You got to figure out what's wrong with what little you're given. Because I like bones. I love bones.
That's a good quote. That's a very good quote.
It's gonna be my coaster quote for ZBT. I want to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Cool.
So the worst part about that though is you have to pick basically 2 bones to work with because like I said, it gets really niche the further you go up.
Yeah.
So hip and knee is the most common thing for orthopedic surgeons to do because, like, you know, athletes, old people, they wear out, they need it replaced.
Yeah,
basically.
definitely.
So that's the most common thing. But I also I've got a lot of, like, personal experience with, like, scoliosis. Like, both my cousins had scoliosis.
Yeah, Justin over here.
Justin's got scoliosis.
That guy.
So that's something I've seen firsthand. Well, I wasn't involved firsthand. I've seen it firsthand, so I have like a personal connection to it.
Yeah.
And then like hips. My grandfather's got a bad hip. My dad's got a bad back. So I figured that like hip and back would be mainly what I would end up focusing on. But I don't want to narrow myself down that far. I want to do it all, basically.
Yeah. And it sucks because it's like you can't do it all because it's like both time and money too. It's like that's another a thing I've been thinking about this a lot. It's like, you know, it's like everything, at least in our society, it's like limited by, you know, like money. Basically, if you don't have the money, it's like you can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, especially with and it's like that's one thing. It's like the internet has gotten really good at. It's like there's so much information out there now. So if you really want to, you could. But still, at a certain point, you are limited, and you do need that, you know, professional, like, training and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Isn't college just, like, a weird scam where you gotta pay money to make money?
Dude, for real, man.
I felt that all the time.
God. Let me tell you, like, my whole, like, motivating force that's motivated me all throughout high school was, what program was it? I forget what program was it. My dad did it. Junior Achievements. We had this like Junior Achievements program, and we had this board game that was out. It's kind of like Monopoly, but you know, in real life. And basically, it showed like, okay, here's how much money you get if you're a high school dropout versus a high school graduate versus like college, like 2 years of college, 4 years of college, master's degree, doctorate, right? And like so, from a very young age, it instilled in me and like had that motivating force. It's like, yes. If I go to college, and I can get a job and I can make money, ultimately, like that's the goal. So I had this chant or thing I'd tell myself to get me through. It's like I need to work my and I was never a very good student. You know, it's like every day I would come in, and other people would like be better than me at things academically, and I'd had to like work really hard at it. So I thought, well, you know, if I can't outsmart them, I'm gonna have to outwork them. You know.
Yeah.
And so I had to like work really, really hard throughout middle school And I'm gonna work my ass off in middle school so that I can do well in high school, and then work really hard and do well in high school so I can get to a good college. Then get into a good college so I can have a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first semester of college really kind of like shook that for me a bit, because it's like I'd worked so hard for so long, and then it's like, my reward is just more work. I felt like Sisyphus there quite a bit. Maybe that's why I'm so drawn to absurdism now.
Yeah. It's absurd. Honestly, absurdism is one of my favorite things. Because nothing is better than when nothing makes sense sometimes, and you can just appreciate that it's not going to make sense. So why you don't gotta try there?
Yeah.
It's
Absurdism is my favorite philosophy. I'm writing 2 papers about it this semester.
Yeah.
I could talk for hours about absurd. I love Albert Camus. Oh, fucking beautiful man.
Yeah. It's for me, it's been about making my parents proud the whole time, because I've watched my father struggle with trying to like juggle trying to make life as happy as possible for us.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes happiness requires like money is the thing. So my dad's like, he lived very, very frugal so that we would not have to. So he's driven the same damn truck for the last 30 years.
Wow.
It was his grandfather's truck, so he's got an emotional connection to it as
yeah,
well.
of course.
Right, but he will never get rid of that truck, and I don't expect him to. I just wish that like he would never. He only bought a new truck so that he could drive me and my siblings around, and we wouldn't be cramped into this cab that doesn't have an extra door, because it's one of them old ones where you got to open the back from the inside to get in.
Climb on in, kids.
Yeah, he really worked his ass off to try and make my life amazing, and I just want to make him proud and do what he needs me to do, kind of, because he wanted kids that were going to be super successful in a way he never could.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he claims he's just a dumb firefighter. And I cry if I think about it too hard, because he could have gone to college and been this amazing engineer. Because he's super fucking smart.
Yeah, man.
I still call him about chemistry. I was really stumped on a thing. It was like 2 a.m. I was like, hey, Dad, I really don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, okay, let's think about it real quick. And he got on the whiteboard at home and started working on it.
Oh, man.
And, yeah, we have a really close relationship in the sense that, I strive to make him proud, because, there's things he doesn't know about me. Mm-hmm. But other than those things, he knows everything else.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like, my gender, sexuality.
Yeah.
He knows nothing like that. But I'm okay with never telling him that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it affects our relationship. But the whole point is to make him proud. Like, when I started doing foreign languages, I worked really hard, because this is something I knew I could do kind of with ease, in a sense, to make him proud. And I know my sister's listening, but I always felt overshadowed by her, because she's literally a genius. She was a kid genius.
God.
Never had to work. But she did work, was the thing.
Oh, oof.
But it just seemed to come to her so easily.
Yeah.
But I know it's because she does put in work behind the scenes when no one's really watching. And she does have her moments when she struggles, but I've always tried to strive to be a genius like her. Because she's so fucking smart. She got in, University of Alabama 4-eyed.
Wow, good for her.
I'm so proud of her, and I wish I could be like her. We took a chemistry class together in high school. My teacher would be like, Ryan, my teacher always was like, oh, poor Ryan, because Chloe's just like the all-star.
So
she'd get an A on the test that I got a 60 on, and then I'd have to sit there next to her. And
compare answers with your sister. You live with her. You should ask her. Or sit with her while you do homework.
I did French. My brother did German. My sister did Russian. My younger sister, who just got into MSMS, she's gonna also do French.
Nice.
My other sister does Spanish, and my younger brother is probably gonna do Spanish. And my other younger brother's probably not going to do language.
Got enough.
Planned as military or farmer for him.
For
But he's
your
9,
service.
so he's my youngest brother's already been started on the Spanish track.
Jeez, I was gonna say even this 9-year-old has more of a plan on what they want to do with their life than I do. You know?
Nah, my youngest brother is 2. He'll be 2 tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Man, I just want to say I fucking love your dad. He sounds like the best fucking person in the world. Your dad is
He's
so
a bit of a
fucking
racist
cool.
and a homophobe every
Fuck.
now and then.
God damn it.
Yeah, other than that, he's a
Other
great
than that,
person.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's all.
I really-
Why can there be no? Why can't there be any good ones, dude? Damn it.
I know.
Oh.
He's one of those though, like he will never it's just his personal thing. Though it's not like he's gonna go into the street and be a protester or something like that.
Just privately racist.
He's racist in the sense that like he doesn't believe Black Lives Matter is a thing. This shit like that, like
Yeah.
police brutality is a thing, and I'm like, Dad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to give your dad the benefit of the doubt here, it's like being a conservative. And this is my worldview at least. It's like, of course, you should be a woke person because that's objectively the best.
Mm-hmm.
But at least the way that I rationalize that thinking is it's like it's so much easier to be conservative and to like be a Trump supporter, for example. It's so much easier because he paints a really great picture of America. Because it's so much easier, especially as a white person. Especially like as an older white person, it's so much easier to think that there is no racism in America. Systemic racism is
my dad actually
exist.
hates Donald Trump. He does not like Donald Trump. He doesn't like Joe Biden either. He was kind of one of those people like he voted for Trump in the election, but just because it was one of those situations again where like no matter if I don't vote for one of the big parties, my vote won't matter.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He would probably vote libertarian if he could. He identifies more as a libertarian.
Based father.
He thinks you should do whatever the hell you want to do as long as it doesn't infringe on his rights, kind of deal.
I mean, hey, that sounds pretty good. So I mean, he's fine with people being gay as long as it's not
his children.
Oh,
basically.
Fuck! God damn it.
Oh, all of his kids are gay. He doesn't know it yet.
The secret gay.
We are all living in the closet together.
My God. One house is just a big closet, dude.
Yeah. As like I was naming which certain language my siblings done, he has a lot of kids. Not all of them are his by blood, but he was like he sees my step siblings as his own kids.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
because
dude.
we grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, my birth mother and my dad got divorced when I was still really young. I grew up with my step siblings.
Yeah.
There was no like weird divide where there's just like 2 new random people in my life. I grew up with them, and I admit I was not the nicest person to them because I did live with my mother, and she fucking hated them.
Oh.
And now now I hate her. How the tables turn, bitch.
Jesus.
What comes around?
Man, dude, I love like your family drama. I'm getting the fucking popcorn. This is
Dude, there's
shit.
so much. Like,
Woo!
there's literally like there's not enough time in the day to explain all my family drama. There's while I was in quarantine with my roommate, I literally was like, so I guess you have nothing to do, so let's go over like why I am the way I am.
Yeah.
And this is what we did. We went over our family trauma backgrounds.
Man.
So we had literally 2 days of absolutely nothing.
Man. That's crazy. And like this is that's really cool and interesting. Like this is kind of like a side note, maybe more personal, but it's interesting. It's like because at least for me, like I also really look up to my dad. You know, and
from what you've talked about, I know you're very close with like your family.
Yeah, and my dad especially, he's just so fucking awesome. I wouldn't describe him as racist, you know, because he voted for Trump in 2016 because he didn't like Clinton because, you know, very bad political candidate. He literally said he plugged his nose while he was voting for him in the booth, and then he voted for Biden in 2016. Dude, it was like I don't remember. It was like like January or like like maybe even December of 2019, and I was talking about it because it was like the whole see like the primary seasons, and I'm like, so hey Dad, what do you think about all the primary seasons? He's like, listen, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden in November. And I'm like, whoa, hey, are you sure like Bernie or something? Because of course my dad, like, of course Biden was gonna win. Like Bernie didn't have a chance in hell, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, I love my dad. He's great, and he's also pretty woke. Thankfully, he's not like super racist.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was a little weird about it, especially like around BLM. But like I can really see that was out of a place of ignorance more than anything else. It's like she read a book about like police brutality and shit, and like that kind of changed her mind. It's like she's come around to the right side of history now.
Yeah.
But just I guess on trauma, I had a really, really good childhood, and I didn't have that much stuff. What's interesting is just like with this, like with the pandemic, and that's a shared experience. But then like some other things like happening like recently, that's like okay, this is some, drama or whatever happening more recently. And I guess I'm fucking really, really lucky and privileged to like not have to deal with that. Like, but like. I guess now's my time for bad things to happen to me. Let's fucking go.
Well, okay, yeah, it's a little different when you're on your own now, I guess. Also, real quick, my sister Chloe would like everyone to know that she did take German as well. She wants that credit.
Haha.
And she wants me to tell her good night. So good night, Chloe. But
good night, Chloe.
yeah, I had a really shitty childhood.
I'm so sorry.
Really shitty childhood. It was honestly in the moment, I didn't know it was shitty because I didn't understand anything because I was a kid.
Yeah, of course.
Right. I was this horrible person that I was being made to be. Because I didn't understand anything that was going on. In the sense that I was weirdly sheltered from outside opinions and stuff. So like I didn't see my father until I was probably, because like my parents got divorced when I was like 10 or something. I was like old enough to know what was going on. Right. My mother went fucking crazy. Absolutely insane. She was not one of those mothers who like were like, okay, we'll just deal with it. And like and the kids were the priority. She went insane.
Oh.
She had 30 boyfriends in the span of a month.
Oh.
She's not an attractive woman. I should mention she is
calling her out.
Okay, she literally was like whoring herself out. I hated sleeping in my house. We lived in absolute poverty because the money that she received for child support alimony blew it on random crap. Not drugs. I will commend her. She did stay off drugs until recently. I believe she started like smoking and stuff like that. And I don't know about any hard drugs, but I do know smoking's new.
Yeah.
And there's nothing my father could do about it because the court system in Mississippi is still basically, if the mother is alive and well, they will get the children, no matter how much the father makes. And my dad also like worked full time. He really relied, like my mother was a stay-at-home mom. He really relied on her to take care of us anyway. And with her trying to take him for court for everything he had, like he had to work even more to make up for that money that he lost because he had to pay for her court fees, her lawyer. Oh, and it was like absolutely horrible. I didn't know that it was horrible until I grew up and I found out what she had done.
Wow.
And she like stole all his money. Like he went on a tour to Carousel, and he also did a tour in Iraq. And he was supposed to make a lot of money from that kind of stuff, right? Because tours pay well, and he did it for us so that we would have a nice house to live in. They were still married when he went to Carousel. I was very young. He gave her power of attorney over his bank account. She drained it all before he could get back.
Jesus Christ.
Spent it on the randomest crap. And it wasn't anything that benefited us. It was like she literally has always had a spending problem, and he still married her. I literally look at him and I'm like, why would you marry her? I know you don't regret it because you have us. In that sense. But like that was a really shitty situation that he stayed in for many years for the sake of his children. And she accused him of horrible things, slandered his name, and he Yeah, he was still, and I really hated him for a minute because I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
I rarely saw him.
You only had your mother's word on it.
Yeah.
And you trusted her because you're a kid.
Yeah, and that's why I think that's why, like, signs of abuse should be taught very young to children and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like, what a family could look like and that, like, what outside opinions are and stuff like that. Because that was horrible for me.
Yeah.
She turned me into a racist, a homophobe. Because all I knew was that black people bad, gay people bad, right? Gay people rape children, like that kind of thing.
Man.
I didn't know that, right?
It's
And,
like you believe it as a kid.
yeah, she's like slapped me on the face because I saw a Cosmopolitan magazine and I was like, she is so pretty. She's like, gay bad.
She tried to slap the gay out of you, dude.
Yeah, it didn't work, obviously.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
here now. And it's just, yeah, it was just a really shitty situation. And then only for him to welcome me with open arms whenever I finally, like, got out of it. It was literally not until my freshman year of high school when I started being shit like, this shit's sketchy.
Yeah.
This shit is, like, not making, like, shit ain't starting to add up. He really got involved in our lives about that time, too, because he finally put his foot down. And I moved in with him. I literally moved out of her house in the middle of the summer when she wasn't home. I moved out of her house and into his house because he bought a house for me because he didn't live in the town with us. He lived he'd married my stepmom at that point.
Yeah.
So they lived a town or two away. And he kind of wanted like a home base because my grandparents lived in a town that was kind of in between the two.
Okay.
He wanted to be close to his parents, so we bought a house in that town for me to live with him and for all of us to start living together. And that, like, it seems like it was so long ago, but it wasn't. Like, you think about it, that was only 3
freshman
years
year,
ago.
yeah.
That was such a short time ago, and it's hard to think that I've come such a long way since then. Because my stepmom, I call her mom. She is my mother. She's been such a great influence in my life. I see my grandparents way more now on that side, and I absolutely love them. I'm so close to my grandmother. My little sister basically lives with them. She, like, because she's like, what's gonna happen, like, she's basically like, if I keep doing this, I will never regret, or never have to say to myself I didn't spend enough time with them. Because they're literally, they're like the most nurturing people for young kids to be with, because my grandmother's a psychologist, right?
Yeah.
And my grandmother's like the laundry fairy. You just drop your clothes on the floor, your dirty laundry, she'll come by and she'll do it, and it'll be folded on your bed by the afternoon.
Oh, wow, that's so
the
sweet.
bed is made every day. There's a meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Classic.
Cappuccino. My grandfather makes the best cappuccino.
Oh.
All right, 4 or 5 a day at the request. Ring of the bell.
Ding, ding, ding,
they're like,
cappuccino.
my grandmother cried when I
Grace.
came home finally because I'd been away for 3 or 4 months.
Oh.
Because I was here.
Yeah.
And it's the longest I've been away. Because when I was in SMS, I came home every weekend. Because I lived an hour away.
Yeah.
I just drove home. And she cried when she saw me. And she's like, oh, my beautiful child, you were back. And I'm like, ah.
Dude, that's like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy, like that. I'm so happy for you that you like have that such loving, like, relationship, and like, fuck your mom.
Yeah.
By the way.
I don't talk to her. I call her
Dude,
Lola.
like, I guess the moral of the story there is like, what, like, I don't know, like, don't stick your dick in crazy, I guess, as the classic phrase goes.
If the red flags are there before you get married, you should really think about it and listen to your best friend. My dad's best friend was like, do not marry that crazy bitch.
Damn.
And my dad was like,
Oh.
but he says he never regretted it because he got like me and my siblings out of it. And
like, your dad sounds like a fucking anime protagonist.
all
with this
my siblings live with
nobility.
him now.
Mhm.
I think he's a great man. He's got some sketchy like things.
Personal
He's
development.
never pushed religion on me.
Okay.
In the sense,
Good.
like how a lot of my other family has.
Mhm.
He was like, if you were to find God, it needs to be on your own terms.
Dude.
And I'm like, I absolutely agree because I fucking hate getting up at 7 in the morning to go to church.
Yeah.
That's-
Man. Oh God, I'm just loving your dad more and more. Even though
You want to
he
meet
is-
him? He'll be here next week to help me move out.
I mean, maybe. If he's there, I'd like to see what this handshake is like. Let me just.
Oh,
say.
it's gonna be firm.
Ooh.
It's gonna be firm. My dad's a ginger too.
Oof.
I'm always scared that he's not my actual father.
Yeah.
But I do look like him in young photos of
True.
myself. Because I did have red hair when I was a child.
True.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, dude, and it's like your grandma and your stepmom. It's like I'm getting this big like Toriel energy off of that. And it's like, ugh.
I love to talk about it because there's not a lot of people here who have good relationships with their family, and I'm very, like, blessed in the sense, like, blessed, I'm not religious, but Southern term there.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed in the sense.
I'm very scientifically, statistically fortunate.
I'm very blessed with that I'm close with my family.
Yeah.
In those senses, and that I have people to turn to, and who are really proud of me for what I do, and always, like, super encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, friends don't last forever, but family can.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, family won't, because, like, I don't talk to my mother's side of the family anymore.
Yeah.
Really, I barely hear from them. I don't hate them for anything she did. It's just that, like, if I see them, she's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the
Exactly.
only issue with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it's very an amazing thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
My sisters are my best friends, I would say. Besides, like, the friends I have here. Bailey, if you're listening, I love you.
Shout out to Bailey.
Yeah, my younger sister, I've never laughed harder than when I'm with her. Lexi. Literally, she's the funniest bitch in the world. I'm so glad that we met, because I hated her when we were younger.
Of course.
Never hate your siblings, kids.
No.
You will regret it later in life.
Yeah, man. Like, the siblings relationships is like you grow with age.
Yeah.
You know.
You kind of wake up one day and you're like, damn, this bitch all right.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, you kind of, like, you just don't hate them anymore one day.
Yeah, I know. It's that is weird. And I'd just like to say I'm so happy. It's like, because it's like with your story, it's like you have a happy ending, almost. It's like you had all this bad shit happen to you, but it's like it's okay.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's not okay, but it's like it's better because you like it's turned a new leaf. You know, it's like you have a happy ending, which is so good. Versus like a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
And it's like so that is just like really really fortunate and great. You know.
One of my biggest fears is that I will lose all that. That something will happen. My parents find out I'm gay, and they're like, we have to disown you just because.
Sorry.
You know?
No, I'm sorry. We have to pray the gay away now.
Yeah, that's like I'm always scared something like that will happen. My grandparents know. They haven't told me they know, but they know.
Yeah.
My family does know I go by Ryan and stuff like that. So they're like they could intuitively imply it. I haven't told them. No one's told them.
I don't know. People, you know, especially us, you know, people can be really stupid sometimes. Because it's like I see a lot of parallels between like you and my younger sister. You know, because like she also has like a really really strong relationship with my dad. But like her, like she vapes. And she did it as a joke at first, but it's like she's like so stressed about it. I was like, oh man, if dad she doesn't want the relationship between her and dad to like be like if he finds out, then it's like
Yeah.
You know.
That'd be very, because my dad found a vape juice in my car once. It was my friend's. That's truthful and honestly.
True.
I was doing it at that time.
True.
I literally like just hid it in my room, and then he calls me to the garage and he's like, I was cleaning your car for you. Look what I found. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
Samantha. I'm thinking it was my friend Samantha's.
Oh my god.
And I was literally like, oh shit, what do I do? And I told him the truth. It was like, it's my friend's. He was like, you don't do it? And I'm like, nope. But it was not the truth there.
No,
And like, he literally did not trust me for months on end. He kept the vial in his truck to remind him why he does not trust me.
Wow.
And if it wasn't for the pandemic, we would not have fixed our relationship. Because during the pandemic, me and him started doing like projects together in a real father-son relationship kind of way.
Based.
Because I'm his little tomboy at home. Even though I'm like, wow.
it's boy dad.
Yeah, I hate to
Please.
break it to you, but there's a reason why I like doing all this stuff with you. We're gonna build a deck this summer.
Fuck yeah, dude, man, like that's so sick. I kind of wish that I had more of that relationship with my dad, but it's like because we have a pretty good relationship. We don't have that. Like that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, We do actually, because it's like we replaced the tires together. We built the grill together. You know, I've done some things. I got my merit card.
We're gonna build like a pizza oven too.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
damn it.
so excited for that though. That's
I just can't win. You're just cooler than me.
I'm
You
about to
win.
hit you with more.
I'm sorry.
I'm about to hit you with more. I'm so
Fuck.
sorry. Like, I'm literally him, but because my personality is his personality.
Yeah.
I think we match each other. We're both super big fucking nerds. He gives me he's given me his old Star Wars books because he read every single one of them, even the spin-offs, because technically they're all canon if they're signed by like George Lucas.
Yeah, of course.
Right? They may not be directly related, but like if they're signed off by the publishing stuff, they are canon technically.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna read them all this summer, hopefully.
So sweet.
And it's
Oh my
like a
God.
thing, and we're gonna talk. We're our own book club.
Oh.
We're really big nerds together. We both have the same interest in music. He doesn't like to admit it, but he really does like old rock and stuff like that.
Yeah. What kind of what kind of rock bands are you listening to?
He doesn't like all what I like, but I like all what he likes.
Oh.
Because I listen to like My Chemical Romance still. People are like, "Oh, Ryan, that's such like a normal emo band." I'm like, "Fuck off, they're good."
Yeah.
They're literally the best fucking band that I've listened to. They're my favorite band.
Yeah, based.
Right. I listen to a lot of metal. He took me to my first metal show. He didn't go. He was like, "I'm just gonna be in the parking lot when you're done." That was my 18th birthday present.
Nice.
Right before the pandemic. That timing was fucking perfect. Literally walking around Atlanta being like, "Oh my God, I hope that coronavirus doesn't come to this way."
Jesus Christ.
Hindsight's 2020.
The before times. What band did you see?
I saw Motionless in White.
Ooh, that's a cool name.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you'd be like, "Oh, that's a cool band." I'm like, "Oh."
I don't recognize them, but that's a good name.
They've got like some. It's like not quite like heavy metal, but I think it's like that weird metal meets rock vibe, and I really like them a lot. I have like, no, I'm not wearing one of their shirts right now.
That's the Misfits.
Yeah, I also used to listen to Misfits a lot.
read
He likes the Misfits. He took me to get my piercings. He held my hand when I got my septum.
Aww.
Cause that shit hurts. If anyone's listening still, don't get a septum piercing. That hurts. It's literally impossible to blow your nose.
Oh.
So don't get it during allergy season.
Oh God.
It hurts a lot. I punched a wall while I was doing it, and the lady was
Yeah,
like, "Hold still."
fucking
My
weird.
dad was like, "Do I need to hold you down? I'll pin your arms." And I was like sitting on my hands trying to not to hit that lady. He took me to get my lip ring. I got my industrial with him.
Nice.
He got me.
The bar.
He took me to get my ears pierced every time that I went and got them done. Cause he's literally just like, "I want you to do what you want to do, and I'm not gonna hold you back in any way."
Based.
Because I think that you have to come to the decisions yourself.
Yeah.
About these things, and I can only try and offer my advice and my counsel.
Man, that's like a perfect.
He really figured out the fathering thing.
Yeah, that's like really, really good fathering advice. You know, and it's just like looking at like how my parents raised like me and my siblings, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about is like my sibling relationship. It's like because I was also kind of a shittier younger sibling, because I was very, very Catholic and very religious, because it's like, yeah, you know, you God is real, and if you don't believe in me, it's like you go to hell. And my sister, my poor older sister, was having like an edgy atheistic phase, you know, and of course, like she was like like a freshman in high school or whatever, and she like, you know, made that known, kind of made a big deal, and like that upset me because it's like I didn't want my sister to go to hell, you know, and so that upset me. And just like looking and like now being an agnostic,
Yeah.
Looking back, I'm just so fucking sad because like I caused her pain because of my religious beliefs. You know, and that sucks that I did that. And we have a much better relationship about that now. there's still room to grow, and I hope over the summer we can further grow. And I'm excited to talk about philosophy with her. She's more into like spiritism and that sort of stuff. I'm an absurdist myself, and my relationship with my younger sister is a bit different because I've always been super duper protective of an older brother. Like, I cried at her baptism because I thought they were literally going to take her away, because they were talking about, oh, we're going to take her into the family of the church. I cried because I thought they were going to steal her away. Anytime we'd go to the pool, I'm like looking out for her, watching like, where is she, because I didn't want her to drown.
How old's your sister?
My sister's 3 years younger than me. So like, when I was 3, she was born, basically. She's what, like 15 now? I'm 19, so because it's like she's born in April.
Yeah.
April 1st. Haha. No, August 1st.
I was about to say.
Not April. So it is interesting because it's like I've always really loved her, and like she, like, because you mentioned that like moment where you had like a switch that happened, and I could definitely see that happen with her. It's like all of a sudden it's like, oh man, I feel so bad. I was such a bad sibling for a long time. I'm like, bro, it's okay, man. And another, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to cover a lot.
No.
But like back to the parenting thing, you know, that is so interesting because it's like, how would I be a parent? I think like your dad's model is really great, and our parents, you know, my mom and dad, you know, like we went to church, you know, but like we really didn't, like us 3 siblings, or at least me, it's like I really didn't do anything quote unquote wrong, you know. At least my idea was like, hey, if I don't do anything wrong, then it's like, don't I have to face the consequences for it, right? And I think that's worked well. And our parents are rather hands off. It's like laissez-faire, you know. And it's like if you come to them, then they'll of course give the advice. I think they're a little more prohibitive. You know, if I forgot what it was. If it's like some stupid idea, sometimes they have to put their foot down and say no. Like, Mom, buy me a new 3DS. Like, no. So you rat child. But I think your dad really has cracked the code there, because it's like, you want your children to be themselves and to be expressive and to do whatever they want, but also, like, hey, you have to give advice and like play out, this is the good thing, this is the bad thing, these are the consequences of these actions, you know?
Yeah. The way, I would say that, like, it was more strict when I was a young child.
That makes sense, yeah.
In the sense that he's just trying to set, like, a good example of things like, I was allowed no junk food in the house, no cereal except Cheerios, because they're, like, you can get sugar-free.
True.
So there was no, like, artificial sugars. He taught me how to cook when I was young as well, to get me interested in it. And I, like, lost my way for a while with that, but then I got really into it.
Found it again.
Yeah! And it was about setting, like, him living his life the way that he would also want us to do it, in a sense. And trying to be that good example. And always including us in something if we ask. So when he's playing poker at his friend's house, and we're there with the other friends' kids, if we want to watch and we want to learn how to play, he's not going to say, no, this is an adult's game. We'd sit in his lap, and then he'd show us how to play.
Cool.
That's why I have a gambling addiction. And there was, like, he didn't play video games, so we didn't play video games. Unless, I had, like, an NES when I was a kid, but that was, like, a hand-me-down from my uncle, my mother's side. He didn't want to use it anymore because he was 40. So he was like, here, kid.
Have a game.
And I played Mortal Kombat and stuff like that.
Nice.
Chloe probably doesn't remember that because we were really young, but I remember sitting in our childhood bedroom playing that. And
so cool.
I lived on a farm for like the first 10 years of my life until the divorce happened, because I had a conflicting situation happened where I had to move out of my school district because, or move into my school district because I was like going to school not in the district, and someone found out. And that was really so I had to move into the school district, so I had to leave that like life behind. And I think that was a really good way to like rear us in a sense, because basically, because children have energy, they need room to run around.
Definitely.
So living on the farm, just let loose, stay clear of the horses.
Yeah.
That was basically it. Running through the cornfield with my sister, playing hide and seek, that kind of thing. Telling Bigfoot scary stories and stuff while sitting in the woods, swimming in the creek, that kind of thing. And just being let loose, kind of, but with someone kind of watching. My mom texted me and I was like,
oh god, oh fuck. Listening.
It was honestly an amazing experience to have, kind of. Just to have all these examples of what a good life is. Because, like, literally, I lived the first 10 years of my life without a worry in the world.
Nice.
Except when, like, he would go on his military tours and stuff like that. And he worked, the way of, like, a fireman's schedule in Meridian, Mississippi works is, like, 1 day you work, 2 days you're off, right? However, he also worked for the military fire department, so he worked he would work Monday, Tuesday, he'd be off Wednesday, take us to school Wednesday. Then he'd pick us up from school. We'd be the first in line every time, to make sure that we weren't sitting there waiting. Basically, always just showing that he cared.
Yeah.
Right? And always, like, inflicting his counsel upon us in a sense. Like, okay. Like, really trying to get us to think about what we're doing. And, like, having us think of what the consequences would be to doing things and stuff like that. And basically, if we asked and we gave the reason why we wanted to do something as a kid, like, I was like, I want a dog. He's like, you're not getting a dog? You crazy? And I'm like, but I think that a dog would be a great learning experience. And he was like, okay. And then, like, I didn't get a dog for, like, several years. And then suddenly, one day, he shows up, picks us up early from school, and he's like, look what I got in the truck. And it was this fucking 13-year-old beagle named Opus.
Opus.
And I love that dog with my whole heart, even though she was annoying as hell, because she howled all the time.
Ooh.
But she was the sweetest little thing in the world. Never could hurt a soul. She'd run away to the neighbors a mile and a half down the road
Opus.
to eat the cat food there. A mile and a half down the road for cat food.
That must be some good fucking cat food, dude.
Yeah. But, like, I think that was a really great, like, parenting model. And then there was the section where I didn't have that, and then my life was, like, literally on a rampage, basically. But then I had that again. A little bit back there. And I did really well in life in that sense. Because, like, learning was always super encouraged. It didn't matter if you were...
Sam.
Like, during the summer, there was still work to be done, like, schoolwork to be done. Like, they would buy these, like, grade 4 prep books and stuff, and then we'd have to work on them throughout the summer. A page a day was the minimum requirement, and then if you did something bad, you had to go do, like, another page of it. And one time, me and my sisters found the answers. Because, like, they'd rip the answers out of the book, and they'd hide them so my parents could check them.
Yeah.
And so we found them, and then I was like, don't tell. We can do it this way. And then my younger sister snitched. This is why I didn't like her, because she was a snitch. Chloe and I'd be down to do something, and Lexie'd be like, no, that's wrong, because Lexi's super compassionate person who could literally hated doing any wrong. So she told, and we basically had to do the rest of the book, and we had to find a bit better hiding spot. And then as I got older, my parents were like, Les, you have to do that. And they were always, like, super inquisitive, trying to get us, like, involved. I remember one of my favorite memories is I'm lying in bed, and my dad's putting me and my sisters in bed, and every night there'd be a story, basically. And he would read storybooks to us. We'd ask him a question, and we'd get this super involved answer. So I asked him, how does neon work? Because I remembered seeing a neon sign that day. And so basically, he explained what a neon sign was, and because like I said, he's really smart. And this was before the internet, because we're the last of the generation that grew up without internet.
True.
Nowadays, like, parents could Google it real quick and be like, okay, so this is how this works. But he knew already, because he's just this really smart fucking dude, and he couldn't afford college, so he's a firefighter, basically. And I always feel horrible. Anyway, we get these super inquisitive answers to our questions, and that would be our good night story, basically. And then, that's why I was always closer to him than my mother when I was a child, except for when I didn't have him in my life. is because she didn't encourage that like that. And he did. He was always like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to work on a tractor today.
Yeah.
As like a fucking 6-year-old, but like you're in the middle of Mississippi, there's nothing to do. There are no child labor laws.
Yeah.
You were gonna...
Tractor time.
I learned how to, like, basically, if the world was going down tomorrow and I needed to know how to work a farm, like, I could do that. Because I learned everything I needed to know when I was...
Fucking sick. Dude, Nick might try to recruit you for his commune.
I kind of, like, I know he's not listening this late, but I'm really good at gardening. I just fucking hate doing it.
You could be the administrator telling us workers what to do.
I know. So here's the thing. In theory, gardening is super simple. However, sometimes plants just decide, nope, I didn't get enough of something. I'm not telling you what that something is, but they are usually. But sometimes you miss it.
You just need to know how to read the plants.
Yeah, it's literally like you can't walk away from plants. It's literally, it's not a 24-hour job, but it is like every day you gotta check in and make sure that bugs aren't eating them, that they're positioned in the sun close enough where they're not getting too much or too little. Like in a good, where it'll be shady at noon when the sun's the hottest, but like you're still getting that morning sunlight and the afternoon sunlight. So like in theory it should be easy, but in practice it's really hard. And I can do it. I just don't like all that work.
True.
Of doing it. And I've killed every basil plant I've had. I can't keep them alive for some reason.
Maybe it's just like this isn't the climate for it.
Yeah, it's not Italy, I guess.
Unfortunately not.
But I like fresh basil, so I'm like, I need to start a basil garden.
You know what's crazy? It's like you can order like an olive. I think it's like an olive tree from Italy and get like shipped from Italy to like the U.S. for like $50. Like you can just get a tree from Italy. Yeah. Like super cheap because they have like these orchards and stuff. You can just want a tree, just order it over. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, it's always crazy that you can do stuff like that. Like, because nowadays that there's technology for that and stuff.
Yeah, it really is crazy. Like that we are living in the future right now.
Literally,
like,
there's nothing that's. Everything's realistically achievable. Money's usually the only issue, right? I could be in Japan tomorrow.
You could. It's true.
Right now, I could be on the Mount Fuji, right? Yeah. Like tomorrow morning.
That's why I kind of like VR, is because it's like, I can put on my headset and like literally just fly over to Japan virtually. It's like, yeah, nice. Go to Google Street View and stuff. That's what I'm really, really excited about next semester. I'm like having a fucking VR party. Because, like, I couldn't do it this semester because it's, like, you need to take your masks off or else the goggles will fog. But, dude, putting people on Google Earth, just want to go somewhere, there you go. Anywhere. I love it so fucking much.
See, for me, though, I don't like that kind of thing.
No?
Because I need to feel the atmosphere to really feel there.
Yeah.
I need it to be... Like, there's ways to get around it. Like, you can put in headphones and, like, play street sounds so that you feel involved. But you can't feel the temperature, you can't smell the smells
and like
that are there, and that's my favorite part about traveling, is really just being there.
Definitely. It's like I was really, really fortunate my junior year. I was summer of junior year going into senior year, I was able to go to on a Europe trip with my school through EF Tours, and was able to go like landing in Paris and then down through Italy, ending in Rome. And you're 100% right. Because, like, being in Paris physically is so much different. Like, I could put on Google Earth VR and, like, be in Paris. But, like, you're totally right. It's only the visual aspect. And also, like, the people that
I totally forgot that my shoes and keys are downstairs still. I really hope campus security does not, like, open the door and grab them. I just heard the door close down there.
Yeah, that's true. And I was saying, like, it is like, I don't know if you had a time thing or anything.
Technically, I have homework due at midnight.
True.
Is the thing. It's a lot. It's for French. Oh. But my French teacher is really the chillest person. If I don't do it, she'll just be like, okay, do it tonight then. Yeah. Because I think tonight is the last assignment of homework I have before we're done. So if we have a lot to catch up on anyways, so I think I could ask her to just open it again tomorrow afternoon and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't agree with what we're doing right now. Because there's this movie for the final that we're basically going over that the whole textbook is based around.
Oh.
It's called like Encore. It's this really it's like this short film movie. It's about an hour, and it's all in French. And basically, the whole point is like you watch the movie to like see it used and stuff like that. But the homework we're doing right now is all about the movie and not necessarily using like grammar, vocabulary, stuff like that I need to know. Oh shit! I've also got a presentation I gotta work on for tomorrow.
Woo! Yeah, because I've really enjoyed this conversation, but it's like I don't want to like, you know, if you have things on like in this week, because this is technically the first interview I've done, you know, for Stop Making Sense at least, you know. It's been a good time, and I don't want. It's like on one hand I don't want to cut it off. It's like I have to cut it off sometime.
Yeah, all good things, unfortunately, have to go to an end.
Yeah, it's like because I could sit here and keep talking for hours personally.
And the thing is, when the good thing is going like this, it's not the same if you have to come back to it. You know? True. Like that's the sad part about living in the now. Is that if you leave the now, what you're doing, when you come back to it, it's just like not the same thing ever again.
Never.
Because it's hard to get the vibe, the atmosphere exactly right. I will probably never run over here again to threaten to unplug the computer to stop your show.
It's true.
I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't do it because it's like, Justin won't take me seriously, but I know he knows that threat was definitely
that guy
intended.
We're done for, me and him. Relationship over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh shit! They screwed it in, so I can't pull it out.
Oh wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, I'd have to like really yank it.
Really schlank
to get
it.
that out. Oh, you recording us?
Oh yes.
Oh,
sorry,
hi.
I should have said. Are you okay with that?
That's fine. Is this gonna be on YouTube?
Yeah, just on my YouTube.
Yeah, that's
if,
cool.
If that's okay.
You have my full consent.
Thank you very
I don't
much.
care. My parents can find this, and I guess that'll be a good time to come out.
Very good time because Barry does in my YouTube channel Stop Making Sense episode 7.
I'm not worried. My parents they know how to use the internet and stuff. My dad only listens to like podcasts. And my mom watches parenting videos, I think. She's constantly convinced that she's not got this whole thing down because
she doesn't have it down. I would say she sounds like a
no.
terrible...
This is my stepmom. I call her mom.
Of course. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, she.
Your mom.
She's
Mom.
probably watching how to cook meth.
Your biological mom. It would be very ironic if your biological mom is watching those videos.
She's constantly trying to work her way back in my life, and I'm like, can't you understand? I'm not good with you right now.
Jesus. Oh, God.
I was really scared she was gonna come up here to visit me, and I was gonna be like,
oh, God.
oh, I really would not. I'm like, I'm really busy that weekend, you know. I didn't tell her I was coming home to visit my family, and she showed up at my grandparents' house while I was there, and I was like, oh God, oh God, and she's like, I didn't know you were coming home, and I'm like, yeah, it was a really impromptu.
It was a spur of the moment kind of thing, yeah.
I had been planning it for 2 weeks.
Oh.
It's all it was fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
My there is a significant age gap between me and my youngest sibling, because my youngest sibling will be 2 years old
I know,
tomorrow.
that's so cute. Oh,
yeah.
Man, I don't even remember what it was like to be 2. My first memories are around 3. Yeah. You know, it's like, because that's when my younger sister was born.
That's actually a beautiful scientific reason behind that. Your brain does not start recording memories until about 3 years old.
Really?
Yeah, so literally you could not remember before that. Right.
That's crazy.
That's why, like people are like, why don't I remember my early childhood? Well, your brain wasn't really focused on recording.
It was recording.
Learning motion and stuff like that. That's what your brain was focused on, is learning how to work your body.
Yeah. Well, that's a really cool. I didn't know that good science fact. Because one of my first memories, and I know, and I could kid myself and say I have earlier ones, but I don't. I don't think I don't know if I tried really hard, but like I remember a photo
Yeah.
of me hanging next to a basketball toy that I don't even remember when I was younger. So the first memory I have, but here's like I remember the context before that though, right? I remember I remember earlier. I remember being in the hospital room when my younger sister was being born, and we were sitting on like this bench, and my older sister was sitting next to me, and she had this like hair that was like down to here with like she was wearing purple, I think. And just going to the operating room, and like I didn't really know what was going on because I was like 2.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, hey mom, oh no, I remember when Darlene was pregnant. No, when my mom was pregnant with Darlene, not Darlene was pregnant. Jesus Christ, yeah. And it's like I remember like going on the waterbed and it was like, oh yeah, I can hear what she's saying in your tummy. And mom was like, yeah, really? Oh yeah, it's a city in there. She's in the baby city, and just like going around. I remember like making that up, like telling it to my mom. I guess I do have memories when I was. Well, I guess I would technically probably be 3 at that point.
Yeah.
Technically, still, because I was born in August.
One of the earliest things that I can remember is that I know it was really early is because of where the time frame was on it. I probably had memories previous to that, but I don't know because it's hard to gauge time as a kid.
Yeah.
Because literally you don't know how to even read a clock.
True.
Or calendar, like you just kind of live for the first couple years. But I was 4 years old, and this is where this epic scar comes from, on the side of my head. When I shave my head, it's always way more visible. I tell people bar fight, because it's way better than the actual story. I fell out of a Walmart buggy. I fell out of a Walmart because Lola, my birth mother, was shopping, and she's pushing me around, and she was pregnant with my younger sister Lexi at the time. My dad was at work, and my grandmother had decided to go to Walmart at the same time, and she saw us, and I saw her, and I was so excited to see her that I stood up in the buggy, and I was waving, and I was shouting, and I was like, Grand Sahi, come here. We call her Grand Sahi. And my mother did not notice I was standing, and she pushed that buggy forward, and I bow out, and I was inconsolable. I was screaming so hard because I am cracked myself pretty good.
Jesus, like cracked your skull open?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
It was soft, right? Because I had a concussion.
Yeah.
Because it's really interesting the next part. So my younger sister Chloe had been born, and I don't remember screaming. I literally cannot remember the occurrence of it, but I remember people telling me. Chloe remembers it, and she's told me, and I can see myself through her memory in the sense that I see myself laying on the floor with my grandmother and my mother around me trying to calm me down.
Yeah.
And her still sitting in the buggy after this has happened. So my mother finishes up her shopping to take me home. The signs of concussion are the loss of sight and confusion. And I said, Mommy, I can't see, at 8 p.m. that night. And she freaks the fuck out, right? She calls me down, she's like, I gotta go to the emergency room right now. Something is so wrong, because I couldn't see. Because I was trying to climb on the counter like I always do, and I'm like, I can't see the counter. And I was and I didn't know where I was.
Oh, that's terrifying. Oh my God.
So I do remember this sequence. I go to the hospital room, and they start doing the CAT scans and stuff in my brain. I had a horrible brain bleed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right? And so Meridian does not have a children's hospital, so they helicopter flew me to Jackson, and I remember that part. I think that's basically where my memories start. It's because I remember sitting in there, this cuter guy asking me, do you want to ride with me? And I'm like, oh yeah, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, hon. I'm just the guy that closes the door. And the guy that sat in front of me was butt ugly. I remember they had my head in the helmet, right? And I was trying to turn around to see the pilots because I thought that was so cool. And they put a smiley face sticker on my seatbelt because I was in my car seat, just in the forward-facing car seat thing, in the helicopter.
Yeah.
I get to the hospital, my dad's already there because he had zoomed to Jackson, which is 2 hours from my house.
Of course.
Okay. And I remember them putting me in a gown. And they had all these toys, but none of them had batteries, so they didn't work.
Oh, it's the worst.
And the lady was like, "We really should have batteries in these." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they were like, "Okay, pinch," because they were putting me to sleep. And I remember a white warm light, but not anything more than that, right? And
Yeah.
apparently what happened was I was in a coma. The doctor told my parents, "Hey, this isn't looking good." They actually still have the pamphlets of like how to plan a funeral for a child.
Wow.
They were given because it was really bad. They were like, "You will not, the kid will not survive."
Oh.
They were literally planning my funeral, and then I woke up.
Yay!
And then I woke up and I spent like 3 months in the hospital recovering, and I got the epic scar on the side of my head, and I spent basically, I was in there. I got out the day after Christmas of that year.
Nice.
It was 2004. So I was about 2 years old then. This is born 2002.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was 2004 because 2005 happened the next year because my sister was born and Katrina happened. And I
True.
was still like doing recovery and stuff like that.
Mm.
And it like that's where I can feel memories start because I know that time, that those dates and stuff like that, and I can
Yeah.
remember all the sequences of it happening. And like, I didn't think it was traumatic, right? I was like, cool, hospital visit.
Yeah, because
Right,
like
but that's-
you don't know anything.
yeah.
Like that's
And that's where like my personal relation to medicine starts and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Other than I was like a sick kid, a lot as a kid, just immune. I was born premature, so immune system is like a little. And then just like I broke my arm go-karting once. It's always fun stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow, that's a much better story than my scar in hospital story. Fucking again blew it out of the water.
No one ever expects I fell out of a water.
No.
Like, that's-
So it's like that's like a shopping cart. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never heard like the expression buggy being used.
Oh, rubber buggy bumpers?
No.
Huh.
No.
Mississippi thing.
I guess so.
I've never heard someone call it a cart. It's a buggy.
Not. That's just a weird linguistic difference, I guess. Coffee beans. I believe this is Casey, right? Is that coffee beans?
That's me.
Oh, then why did you say Ryan? Please don't come
Oh,
from your family,
that's
Mississippi.
Bailey. Not Bailey. That's Bree, my roommate. I left my computer open with the show going. I think because I literally grabbed my keys in my wallet and just ran across campus. Put my shoes on in the elevator, trying to bust over here.
Dude, I fucking love that energy. That's why I love having a bike. I can be like anywhere on campus and like.
I'm bringing
2
a
minutes.
bike next year.
Dude, seriously.
Bree, start my French homework for me. Like open Cine on my laptop. It's one of the bookmarks. That way she can see that I'm doing it.
Says the house is spraying down water everywhere.
We live in Whiteside.
Yeah, hopefully that's a joke. If not, that would be pretty wacky. Could you imagine?
My sister logged in from home or something.
No, or like, can you imagine if like Whiteside actually fucking burned down while we were in here? You know, because the house is burning water everywhere. Or
I feel like I
is
get
that a
an
reference?
email.
Yeah. Or
No. Oh, the spiders is definitely a reference. Our room is infested with spiders.
Really?
I've killed several.
Well, that's.
I think they got mailed in, like they came in a box like I ordered or something, and then
That might make sense because I have zero spider experience.
Yeah.
It's like we live on the same floor. It's like I
Yeah.
haven't seen a spider.
Could've-
Actually, a spider crawled across you. Not on you, but on the chair. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to freak you. I really like that piercing now, looking at it closer.
hold on, you can't. Are you serious?
It was a small one. It's
Oh my
fine.
god, I fucking hate spiders.
That's why I didn't say anything because a lot of people don't. I love spiders. I think they're great.
Yeah, I would freak out. No, I
Yeah.
literally called Bailey to come kill it because I was like, I cannot touch that.
Dude, ignorance is bliss. Let me tell you. It's weird. Like I couldn't see like the shape of that as like because like from here it's like bad eyes. It looks like toothpicks, but I could see the spider. I guess your brain.
Yeah, I never wear one because mask and like I just I lose these ball bearings that are wet basically all the time, and that really sucks because they're expensive and I'm a college student.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that would make sense since they are like small, and, like easily fittable.
When you
I could imagine.
When you eat, they
You have to take them off.
unscrew.
Yeah.
No, you can eat with it in. Yes, I know there's 6 assignments, Bree. If you watch the movie real quick, you can answer the questions to
Google
it.
Translate
Yeah.
is the answer. You have 30 minutes. You can do it. Just put the movie on double speed. It's an hour. You can do it. Croissant and bagel. Yeah. I had a baguette in Paris because I was like, that's the part of the Europe trip. Like Paris, so fucking cool.
I
Like,
hope to go there for spring break next year.
I hope you can go there. And because like here's the thing, it's like I'd always heard about like some people, like a girl's like, oh, you know.
Please donde es el baño? I know you took
love this
Spanish,
energy.
but I don't read Spanish.
Yo no hablo francés.
Je ne parle anglais, español. Anglais, English.
Yo muy mal este español. But like I never got like I didn't get the hype. It's like, who cares? Like, I knew like a girl who's like, oh, I want to speak French because I want to go to Paris. I'm like, that's a dumb reason to learn a language.
Culture is very interesting.
Yeah, well, I didn't know about anything. I was just like, I don't fucking care.
I really like French food, French cuisine. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I know it's all in French.
I believe in you.
Basically, I never went on like these like school sanctioned trips and stuff like that. Just because I'm like, I don't want to go where they're gonna force me to do things that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Because just in the sense that like you know, they're not gonna find the interesting stuff to do. A lot.
True.
And
true.
MSMS had a lot of those. Like they went to Germany, I
Mhm.
think, the spring break before. No, I think they went to London right before Rona. Right.
Mhm.
And I just never went because I thought it was really expensive, and I would rather spend my spring break with my family.
True.
And they weren't going anywhere I wanted to.
Mhm.
But apparently they're going to France. And
Nice.
like I said, my sister's going there, so it'll be her junior spring trip.
Yay.
And she asked me to go with her as her chaperone. Because you don't have to have a parent chaperone go, but you can. And so I'm going to go there and fuck shit up. Because I'm really great friends with all my teachers. Yeah. MSMS is a wonderful place in the sense that, like, it's like college but high school.
Mhm.
Your teachers are really involved with your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Because you basically live there. And they stay there. The way it works is, like, they stay there during the day and teach. And then they'll come back at night to hold, like, private lessons and stuff like that. And, like, the main academic building, it's called, like, study hours. We had mandatory study hours from, like, 7 to 9. Every night. And then on Monday, all the English staff is going to be there. And on Tuesday, the math staff is going to be there. And they're going to be holding these study sessions, basically, where you can go in there to do homework and they can help you. Or if you're failing a class, it's mandatory that you have to go.
Yeah, of course. Makes sense.
And stuff like that. And I remember when I got the email that said I was failing calculus, so I had to go. And I was like, I know. And then I never got above a C again. Even though I was going. But it's okay, because I fucking hate calculus, and unfortunately I have to take it again here. But now, I know.
Dr. Chapman, if you can, I had him, and even though it was online, it was still a great class. Like, if I was only taking his class, I would have been fine. But it was just, everything else was awful. He is such a good teacher. He's just, it's like, able to, like, everything builds on each other so perfectly, and he just makes it so clear. So get Dr. Chapman if you can.
Yeah, because I also have to take physics, but I'm going to take the algebra base.
Yeah.
Because I have to take elementary functions as well.
Yeah, thankfully I had physics credit in high school, so I didn't have to.
It doesn't count for me here. I did like the alternate physics route though. Because you could take like astronomy and electronics. And I was like, both of those are way more interesting than physics for me.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what I decided to do instead. I really enjoyed that class. And thank God Corona hit in the middle of electronics, so I never would have passed it because it was so confusing. I think I wrote my final paper for that class on like alternate, basically like clean power. Like going green and stuff like that.
Fun.
And normally, the final would have been build a working computer.
What?
It's MSMS. Like they'll like Rona literally because like they never had to do something like that before.
Yeah.
So and I got to see like both sides like post like because my sister was a junior, I was a senior, right? So while I was a senior, there was no synchronous classes because no one knew how to work Zoom, and like there was basically like give your reaction to this reading or stuff like that. My English teacher did not back down. We still had shit to do every night.
Yeah.
He was like, "I will figure it out. We're gonna still do this thing. Persevere, ladies and gentlemen." And then, like, I think I was doing chemistry, and then I had my sister, and I was like, "Hey, can you do this test while I'm doing it?" and that's why I did really well in that sense. And yeah, that was like Rona and like everything just becoming significantly easier. Everything went from a 10 to a 5.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. You know, that's why I passed high school, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Catholic High had a kind of a similar experience because like Catholic High is known for being like super hard ass and hating technology basically. and then to go from that into like synchronous thing, it was the worst quarter of high school of my life. And at the time I thought it's just because, you know, oh they just didn't do it, you know, it was the beginning of the pandemic. That's why it was a clusterfuck. But then I had the first semester here, and I learned the hard way that I just suck at all my classes. You know.
It's a lot harder. When MSMS was doing it like that was easy.
Yeah.
Because it's like read this article, give your reaction.
But like, and like even at Catholic they had asynchronous and synchronous still, even at the beginning. So they handled it. I think they handle it better than MSNBC. MSMS. MSMS. Fuck. MS?
Yeah. Mississippi School for Mathematics and Science.
MSMS. Good. Because they had a mix of synchronous and asynchronous still. They could figure out the Zoom. It's ASMSA. Is the other one?
Is Arkansas.
Yeah.
They're not our sister school, they're our cousin school.
Yeah.
Because we're from, like, I think our MSMS's sister schools are, like, in North Carolina and New Zealand and Texas.
Yeah.
And if it helps you, we all call it Miss, basically. Miss.
I like that.
No one calls it MSMS. Unless, like, you're the new pretentious juniors. But I get it. I wish I could start, like, a little helpful thing for all the incoming juniors. Like, do not be pretentious bitches. It'll get beaten out of you within the first week.
And
it's
like in Catholic High didn't have quite that same atmosphere because it's like the idea is like, oh yeah, Catholic High is like one of the best schools in Little Rock. You know, is kind of the idea behind it. It's like, you know, Catholic High is known for, you know, very rigorous academics and also very like strict school, which is true. But it's like I found, but then looking at it, it's like, and like hearing it from like you guys, it's like, oh no, like the ASMSA and Miss is like that's way fucking harder. It sounds like than Catholic High, and like even, and I tried to take all the hardest classes, and I was still able to do that.
Yeah.
And part of that is like, yeah, I grew academically, and like by junior year was the best year academically for me because I learned like how I learn basically. And for me, it's like sit down and take notes, just notes all day, and I can absorb it in my brain.
Yeah.
And that's why quarantine sucks, because it's like I can't, or online sucks, is like the way I learn is by sitting down and taking pages of notes, and then I just can't do that at home, because it's like you just lose motivation so quick.
You're not in the classroom setting anymore.
Exactly.
It's fair. I get how it's very difficult.
I'm just so glad that we're back, and that it's crazy that like the pandemic's like pretty much over, right?
Pretty much.
If you think about it, it's
you know, I'm fully vaccinated
Same.
at this point. There's no active cases on campus. Oh.
High five.
Yeah. Like, it's literally
Vaccine
finally
high five.
coming to a close.
And it's crazy, because it's like, because it's just been such a long haul. It's so weird, because it's like, everyone has had their, like, personal toll on it, but it's also, like, a collective toll as well, because like it was imposed on everyone, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's like I have my own personal experience with it, but like so does everyone else. But even though it's like a shared thing, it's also very like different from person to person. You know, it's like thankfully like I didn't have any relatives that died of COVID, but I did have like 2 grandfathers pass away because of not COVID related causes.
Yeah. I think I grew as a person during it.
Oh my god, yeah.
I did start drinking.
Woo! I've heard a lot. That's a lot of people. That's a pretty common thing.
Yeah, I turned 18 during the pandemic, and my birthday present was to get to drink. And I'm not gonna make that assignment.
Yeah, I probably should have been more prudent and said, "I'll get out of here. I'll do the thing."
It's fine.
Because your teacher's cool.
Yeah,
That's
she's
good.
real chill. I'll just be like, hey, I really I didn't get a chance, but I did look at all of it, and it's basically like not related to grammar and stuff.
True. Plus, you could. I don't know if this is how you do it, but like you could just continue to do it and like finish something at like 1.
Well, the thing is, the way that this homework works is like it literally like when it closes, it closes. You can't open it.
Real? That sucks.
You can like open it to see like the questions, but the current way that this is set up is like I have to do a video recording of myself talking about the assignment, and I have to do like literally
I'm
though.
so
I think she's
sorry.
gonna be. I already know her. She's gonna be chill. She's gonna be like, okay, can you do it tonight? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can do it tonight. It's Friday night. If you open it right now, I'll do it after class because what we're gonna talk about in class is not gonna be related to that anyway. Because it's literally in class we're gonna go over grammar and stuff like that. This isn't grammar related at all. I can see how she'll totally. Why am I worried about it? I'm not gonna get it done. I'm not even gonna make it to Whiteside before it's due.
Woo!
Let's go.
Let's go.
I do have that presentation after the record definitely. But that's a 1 in the morning Ryan problem.
Yeah. Do you because like that's what I've been doing like recently, at least in this past week, is just like getting all my shit done and like finishing at like 3 a.m. You know.
I have never been in bed before 1.
Really?
This entire school year.
Wow.
Actually, no. I had like a horrible migraine, so I was
I'm
in
so
bed by like
sorry.
10 p.m. and I just like fuck it.
Oh.
But I know me. Because like this isn't my first rodeo basically with school in a format like this. Because like I said, MSMS is just college but high school.
Yeah.
College with high school rules in the sense like they do things like you can't leave after 10 p.m. because it's residential.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And just stuff like that. So like I was never in bed before 1. I know how to do my scheduling so that I get things done. With French, before anyone calls me out with the French thing, it's just that she's really chill. I've missed assignments before. I completely missed Monday's thing. I didn't even know we had homework. Because I clicked it and I'm like, that did not show up. Yeah, but she's
Technical
really chill.
difficulties.
She always she'd understand if it was technical difficulties, right? But she'd be like, "Why didn't you email me?" And I'm like, "Because it was 1 in the morning."
Yeah, come on.
All right. She's like, "But you've emailed me at 2 in the morning before," and I'm be like,
Teacher. That's why honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I will be honest. I'm her only student. I should mention.
Whoa, really?
I'm her only student.
Yeah, that changes things a little bit. Like I think. Well, but I mean,
Incredibly so.
Yeah. Because.
I know I do 4 work at 8 a.m. Because the way I see it is that my sleep schedule can suffer because I know I can run off of 2 hours of sleep and a coffee.
Yes. I don't even need a coffee
Yeah.
most of the time.
That doesn't
I'm
matter
just
to
built
me.
different.
I may be a little miserable the next day in the sense that I'm tired and I can feel the tired in my body. But like I'm still gonna be able to function at a pretty good rate.
Yeah.
And I always believe, because I didn't used to do this. I literally used to be school all the time. Spent my whole weekend doing schoolwork, trying to get ahead, and I hated that to death.
Yeah.
So now I'm always like, I always feel the need to do way more schoolwork, or way more social time than schoolwork. Not that so much that schoolwork suffers in that sense, but I'd rather be doing the work later and when I have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Than than not having social life.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think that work-life balance is very, very important. And like what you're talking about, like seeing things from the long run. It's like, college and whatever. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
And it's like it's really, really important to have that balance and to be able to balance.
Yeah. I spent the first month and a half completely alone.
Oh,
Bree was my only friend.
good for her.
And just like it was hard because she had work on Saturdays, so it's been my Saturdays and Sundays alone. And she also has a life outside of just being my friend because she's from here.
True.
So she's got friends from town. Her boyfriend is from here. So, like, and I, you know, she's a grown woman. I'm not supposed to be her main priority. So when she's off doing her own thing, I was just sitting alone in my room. And I hated that. I literally called my sister and I'm like, and I'm alone again. Because now I didn't come here knowing anyone.
Yeah.
Because I tell people I go to lie and they're like, where?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a...
all my
problem.
friends stayed in Mississippi. Except my friend Sam. She went to Alabama.
Hey, good for her.
Yeah.
I kind of have to pee. Do you mind if I play a song and then we can come back? Because I have some things to say about it. Unless you want to leave.
No,
you're
sure.
You're free to leave anytime.
I'll sign in maybe and start trying to do an assignment on my phone.
Cool. So this is Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys. Enjoy. Because I need to.
Yeah, no, it's chill.
And
I'll go get my shoes.
Yeah, I can grab it for you.
Okay. This time we just go down
The campus security didn't steal them. Yet.
Assignment is due in less than 10 minutes.
Speed run?
I could try and do something real quick. Because there's literally, like we said, 6 assignments.
True. Wait.
There's no way I'm getting on.
Damn.
It's fine. I'm like always like the way I view things nowadays is like you know, consequences. You either did it or you didn't.
Yeah.
That's always like my thing. Like it happened, it didn't happen. I've never missed a homework assignment before, really.
Mhm.
Like in the sense that I just straight up refused to do it.
Yeah.
She's gonna be fine. With
Totally.
once. It's the end of the year. I'll just say, hey, I got really caught up with other things.
You there's video evidence of you were trapped in
Yes,
an interview.
I am being held prisoner here.
It
Dr.
is true.
Jack, if you ever see that.
You cannot escape the room until the stream is cut off. It's a true fact.
Oh.
Welcome back to Stop Making Sense After Hours. I am here interviewing
Ryan.
Hello. Yeah, so before we left off, you were talking about some really, really interesting stuff about, like, basically, like, school and work, like, balancing that, and I feel so, and that's so interesting, because it's like, I had a very, very different experience. I kind of want to sit like this. Ooh, that's better. I can go into the corner. I love leaning back in chairs. But it's so weird because I had such a different experience, and like I guess this semester I really learned that I am an extrovert. It's like because I always said, oh yeah, I'm an outgoing person, but like I'm not. I'm not an extrovert because like I do enjoy my alone time, right? It's like there's a balance between, at least for me, like I can talk to people and socialize and stuff, but then like I also really value my time alone. It's like whether it's like watching videos, playing games, making shit, 3D modeling, whatever. I love, or like doing my art and drawing. Like I love that time to myself to like recharge and also just to do and make things, But then like socially, it's like I had a very, very different experience because like I came here like 2 weeks late because I wanted to take a leave of absence this semester.
Oh.
But my grades were so bad, they wouldn't let me. But that really turned out to be a blessing in disguise because once I got back on campus, oh my gosh, this semester's just been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
For me, and I'm just like really lucky to have been able to, even though I came here 2 weeks late, I was able to like weasel my way into like the main light side group of people. Super easily.
Late as in, like, you
2
didn't
weeks
spend
late.
after classes started?
No. So January 15th was the move-in day.
Yeah.
I came in with all the football people, basically. It's like the last move-in date.
Oh, okay.
possible,
Yeah. Okay. So
like, in the grand scheme, not late, but like...
Well, like, no one socialized a lot at first. I think, because there's, like, the quarantine.
True,
right.
True.
But like, as soon as people got out, they went hard socialization.
Yeah.
There were people out there every night because there was like this week of nothing, basically. No classes, no meetings. I thought there was gonna be like freshman orientation or something. Nope, just nothing.
Makes sense since it was like the second semester we got through all of that, like.
Yeah, but I thought they might want
online.
to do it in person.
Yeah, that is true. I'm kind of glad that they didn't.
Yeah.
Because and at least this is for me like the second week, and then the time after that before classes, that was so great for like community building and like playing board games every night with everyone.
Yeah.
That was just like huge for like social.
Yeah, I met you
connection.
that way.
True.
One night I just was finally like, hey, I'll go and play a board game. That was the only night I socialized for like the next month.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, and that's why I'm like really, really glad to like talk with you tonight because it's like, I didn't really know you that well. It's like, oh yeah, hey, it's like, I only learned that you like lived on my floor, like maybe a month ago or something. I'm sorry, but it's like, I was just so caught up in everything you don't notice. And
yeah.
It's like, but I'm really glad that I've gotten to know you better because I think you're pretty fucking cool, Ryan.
Thank you. Join ZBT. They're the ones to credit for that.
Yeah, it's true. With just lunch conversations, and then this has been a wonderful, wonderful interview. But it's true. It's like because you weren't very social. That's true.
I wasn't.
That's wild. But I'm very glad to have met you. To talk now.
Yeah, in high school I had like my group, I found my group pretty fast, and like I just stayed with them, and I was friendly. I went out a lot. I had a lot of friends. I was very well acquainted with a lot of people.